Go.
Welcome back, guys, to the Break Room Podcast. We have a very, very special episode for you today. Not only is it Spider-Man Day, it's Rob Franzizi's birthday. Happy birthday, Rob.
Hey!
That was underwhelming. It didn't make any noise. Hey!
There we go.
I'll
provide the noise. You got the thing. Hey, do it again. Do it again.
Happy birthday. Ready?
There it is.
Nobody can see me, though.
Nobody can see you.
Chris
You
broke
didn't
it.
Switch it.
Yeah,
I'm busy
working on
fucking around with the stream deck.
Rob, tell the audience how old you are and what'd you do for your birthday today.
I'm 35. I feel every year of it. That's 87 in fat years.
That's terrible. That's fucking terrible.
Well, happy birthday, pal.
Thank you. Yeah, I woke up, went to the diner with my dad and my brother, got some breakfast, and then came back. I got some Spider-Man time in,
Nice.
and then I took a nice little nap. I'm like, it's my birthday. What's my favorite thing to do? Sleep. So, I'm gonna give myself a nice little birthday gift in the afternoon. And then, of course, get to see some of my best friends for my birthday podcast. And, Spider-Man. But we're going to get into that later. I wanted to kick off the show kind of recapping Comic-Con because that's why I wasn't around last week. New York Comic-Con was insane. 4 days of just pure fucking walking. And that's like light compared to some other people, but I walked like an average of like 6 miles a day.
I don't know how you did it 4 days in a row.
4 days in a row. Did the after parties on Saturday and Friday night. I did the costume on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I decided to go incognito on Sunday because I had a fucking mission. I met a few cool people. In fact, I'm a stupid ass. I should have grabbed the autographs that I got. I ended up meeting Cal Dodd, who was the voice of Wolverine on the original 90s X-Men. Got his autograph. I go where I want to go.
Top three intro.
Tell Cyclops I made him a convertible.
Did you call him Bub?
I met. He actually signed my autograph, Bub, which was awesome.
Love it.
I got Jim Cummings' autograph, who was the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and a million other people. Pete the Cat. I mean, Darkwing Duck. You name it. Like he's been a million things.
Give me some Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Darkwing Duck.
Oh my God.
What else? I met Courage the Cowardly Dog, Marty Grabstein.
Courage.
Very excited.
What's your offer?
What's your offer? Stupid dog, you made me look bad. Ooga booga booga. Ah! What do I do? The things I do for love.
It's pretty good courage. It's definitely pretty good courage.
He was a sweetheart. And then one of the big ones that I got was, besides the biggest one, which I'll finish with, D. Bradley Baker, who's the voice of every clone trooper in every cartoon. He's also Appa on the fucking Airbender. He's Perry the Platypus. I mean, he's a million fucking voices, and it was a great honor to meet him. And then the Pinky and the Brain, Maurice LaMarque, and Rob
cool.
Paulson, which Chris was with me for.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm friends with both of them, so I wanted to go. I always go over and say hello to them whenever I go to a con.
Snuck in at an opportune time too. There was a little bit of a lull in the line at that point.
Exactly.
So you were able to kind of shoot the shit with them a little bit.
Yep.
And they were super nice, man. They were really cool. They had nothing but nice things to say to you. Definitely cutting it up a bit. And I mean, we say Pinky and the Brain. But, I mean, the guy that did Brain's voice, he also did, like...
Big Bob's Beepers.
Big Bob's Beepers from Hey Arnold. Yeah, and he started doing Big Bob's Beepers. I'm going to open up a beeper store. I thought that
was the best part about Beepers is they can't track you with a beeper.
They can't track you with the Beepers. And also... What else? He does Calculon too, I think. Right?
Not
Or Zap
Calculon.
Brannigan.
He does Hedonism Bot.
Right, and Zap Brannigan, I think it was.
No, not Zap.
He did somebody else from
Zap
Futurama.
Brannigan.
Yeah.
If you read Donald Trump's tweets and read them as Zap Brannigan, they make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
They just make a lot more sense.
Yeah. That was fun though, and then he also
of course,
said,
Rob Paulson is Yakko Warner. He's
Raphael or Donatello?
he's the original Raphael, and then he was the Donatello of the CG cartoon.
Awesome.
So of course
We saw
I have
him.
his
I would have
autograph.
loved to meet him. Raph has always been my favorite.
He's like he's always at the cons because we saw him back in like 2016. We met him. We saw him down in was that a New Jersey Boardwalk Con?
It was
we were with
Atlantic
Phil.
City Boardwalk Con is what it was called. There were 2 shows only. I went to both of them. I think you only came to one of them.
I did one.
And that's where I met Rob Paulson, sweetheart of a guy. That's also where we met Jay Muse.
Yes.
His name is Robert Paulson.
His name was Robert Paulson. Yeah, I always laughed about that because it's like I know Robert Paulson, but not Meatloaf in Fight Club.
His name was Robert Paulson.
And then speaking of Ninja Turtles, I got a few cool things. Number one, I got to say hello once again to Kevin Eastman, who was the co-creator of the Ninja Turtles. For those who don't know, they were created by 2 people, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Peter Laird does not do Comic-Con appearances, but Kevin Eastman has been going to New York Comic-Con every year forever. But I had never gotten his autograph. I got introduced to him by my good friend Ben Bishop last year, who worked on The Last Ronin and did the package art of the action figures that they put out through NECA. But
The NECA section?
I'm very excited that I got my Kevin Eastman autograph on my absolute favorite Ninja Turtle figure of all time, the Midshipman Michelangelo figure.
Why is that your favorite?
I just aesthetically, I thought it was the coolest looking turtle figure, and it also went perfectly with my favorite playset as a kid, which was the Tub Boat, which was a bathtub with a sail that came out of it, and you could crank it, the little lever on it, and it actually had like it would propel through the water.
I should get that graded. It's actually a good card.
It's a very good card. There's just some slight creasing in the back here.
It's unpunched,
But
too.
everything else, unpunched. The guy, Kevin
"What's with
Eastman
the
was
what's
very
with the note
impressive.
there on the front?"
So I kind of kept this because I thought it was neat. It was on like stock paper of the Kevin Eastman studio. So when I first saw Kevin Eastman on Thursday, he was wearing a shirt that I absolutely had to have because it was the most me thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And he ended up saying it was on his website. So I ended up buying this shirt. This is Thor versus Leonardo. So it's my favorite superhero versus my favorite turtle
for you.
on a shirt. And I was like,
That's
oh my
comic book
God.
Leonardo,
I was like, I have to say, like, that's the coolest shirt. Like, it's my favorite superhero, my favorite turtle. He's like, we actually sell this on my website. I'm like, I'm buying this now. Like, now. and I did, like, literally that minute. I hopped on the website, I found the shirt, ordered it. And if one other thing that I ended up getting from Amazon, if you can grab that for me, there's a company called The Loyal Subjects out of Los Angeles, BST AXN. I'm not sure what the name of the company is, but on Amazon they've been advertising these really cool turtle figures, and they actually have a couple of Krangs out there with the giant robot. This is the classic Krang, which is based on the cartoon. They also have one with this, like basically the same figure with a different color scheme to match the video game. And this is perfectly scaled to go with like the Super 7 figures, which I've been scooping.
Give me some Krang, Rob.
I want those turtles! Excuses! I also, one thing I forgot to bring on the show as well, I ended up getting the glow-in-the-dark Radiation Ranger from the Toxic Crusaders cartoon. Super 7 had some pre-release stuff that only just hit the website after New York Comic Con. It's their surplus. But I've been collecting a lot of the glow-in-the-dark Super 7 figures. I got the Mutagen Man. I got Muckman and Joe Eyeball. I've got the Slash that glows in the dark. I got the 4 turtles that glow. I have 2 foot soldiers that glow, and now I have the glowing Radiation Ranger. So I have like a nice little shrine to my glow-in-the-dark Super 7s in my room
At this
now.
point, we should just start listing what you don't have.
I know, it's a shorter list. And since it's my birthday, I'm going to show off a couple of things that my brother actually gave me today. I'm super stoked. So first up is the 3rd installation of From a Certain Point of View. These books are really interesting because each chapter is a different mini story in the world of Star Wars. First book follows stories about the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope. The second one, Empire Strikes Back. The Return of the Jedi just dropped, and my brother hooked me up with that sequel book. And I'm really excited about this one, which Vin actually hasn't even seen. My brother hooked me up with the Indiana Jones, Henry Jones, and Indy in the car with the fucking plane that crashes through the tunnel.
Dude,
I was
incredible.
so excited when he gave this to me. I was very surprised, but
because
this is a nice little birthday gift.
What comes after that scene, Rob?
Oh, it's well. This is when.
Remember my Charlemagne.
Oh well, this is I suddenly remember my Charlemagne, but I love when the shell almost hits him. He's like, they don't come any closer than that, and then they blow a fucking hole right in front of him, and they crash right into it. He's like, and he's like surprised that they're trying to kill him, and he's like, it's a new experience for me.
Son,
He's like, it happens to me all the time.
they got us.
Son, I'm sorry, they got us.
Let my armies be the rocks.
Let my armies be the rocks and the trees and the birds in the sky. I ended up spending a decent amount of money at the Tamashii Nation's SH Figure Arts booth, which I'm going to show you off here.
Oh, my God, dude. Let me see this thing.
All right, so
Jesus Christ.
It's got
I got a big old bag here.
Like Santa
I
Claus.
got the SH Figure Arts Luffy figure.
Luffy anymore?
Mugiwara. And Roronoa Zoro. These are my two favorite characters from One Piece. And I was very excited because these are some of my favorite toys. They really, the articulation is fantastic. And then the con exclusive that I ended up getting is this Goku statue that it's going to be hard for me to get out of here.
Where does he get these wonderful toys?
Tamashii Nations.
SH Figures Art is a pretty good company. I have a Hollywood Hogan from them.
Oh, yeah, they made a Rock and a Stone Cold.
Yeah.
They made a few wrestling figures. I think they made an Undertaker, if I'm not mistaken.
Triple H. A lot of fucking
Triple H.
accessories.
And then
Number
here
11,
is
Triple
the
H.
con exclusive Goku Super Saiyan 3. I'm going to switch it around to the back so you can kind of see what the statue looks like. It's,
You can't see the reflection.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but I'll take some pictures and stuff, and we can post that on the social media another time. But I like it because his hair is kind of like slightly opaque. I'm actually going to leave this one in the box.
Don't.
This one is not going to get open.
It's an
I did see it in person, so I kind of scratched that itch because they had it out at the con.
Scratch that.
But
so it's a New York Comic Con exclusive
correct.
statue. Okay. Yeah,
Correct.
it's going to be
Exclusive to that booth.
Does
that
it say
day
those
here,
always
that-
skyrocket in price. Anything that's Comic Con exclusive.
Yeah,
put
on
this on the floor over
location, limited. How many? Does it say how many pieces is a part of? Like
I didn't ask. They were pretty confident that they'd have them through the 4 days, so I'll be curious to see if they end up putting it on the website just to sell out the rest of the stock. And then unrelated to my Comic-Con escapades, but cool nonetheless, this is something that Joe and I pre-ordered forever ago and kind of thought that they were going to cancel it because we got some weird emails about the order. But we ended up getting the WWE Superstars line, Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper. And what's cool about this is that we ended up getting the Chase variant, which is a $100 figure of the no holds barred version of Hulk Hogan. So we actually
lift
got
it up
both
so
versions
turn it to the
of Hulk
side
Hogan.
so you can see the boots.
So you can see this one has blue boots. That is the Chase variant. The regular one being the classic yellow. And then we ended up getting two of the Roddy Piper, which there is no variant of.
Awesome
So
Piper. It's perfect.
it's a perfect Piper. The face is great. The outfit's
Soft goods.
perfect. It's I'm very excited about these. You know me, I'm a sucker for He-Man figures, and these are basically like wrestling He-Man figures. And speaking of, they actually just announced on the website that they're going to be coming out with a crossover between the Masters of the Universe and the Ninja Turtles. So I'm very fucking excited.
Yeah.
They got you.
I can't
bro.
speak for everybody,
Yeah,
but
they're
I'm
fucking-
very fucking excited about that.
They got you in the crosshairs.
I saw
my
the
friend.
Leonardo, and I'm like, how can I give you my money now, like to reserve this? Because
That's so fucking.
I have to have them all. There's like a mutagen fucking He-Man. There's a crossover with the Slime Pit and fucking Shredder. So that's probably going to come out as a playset at some point because they have it in the box art, which they showed off.
Yeah.
I'm very fucking stoked. The only figures that they've showed off so far, they have the Leonardo, they have Donatello, they've got a Man-at-Arms, they've got a Krang, and they have
Mauser?
Yeah, they have Trapjaw with the Mauser, which is really cool because you can actually take the Mauser off of his arm and build one. So it actually comes with the 2 legs that you can attach to the arm attachment. So really unique crossover right there. I have to fucking have them. I have to have them all.
I bet you do.
I'm gonna have to have 2 so I can open them.
Man, they love to hear that.
They really fucking they get me, man.
got
Wonder why they're making these crossovers. They're
That's
like,
it, because
some
they
guy
know
will
I'm a
definitely
sucker.
fucking
What's
buy it.
next? They're gonna make He-Man, Luke Skywalker. I'm gonna fucking die.
Rob, to double back to the Comic-Con experience, I also want to hear from you guys. I'm the only one on that here that didn't get to go, but how would you compare 2023 Comic-Con to previous years?
Very, very busy. Like this was like pre-COVID New York Comic Con again, because the last few years it's been kind of like people were kind of sketchy about coming back to New York City, let alone to the convention.
Right.
They weren't selling as many tickets. They were kind of like keeping it to low capacity on purpose. A lot of the building was also under construction for a very long time. Where Artist Alley used to be has been under construction, I feel like, for the last 7 fucking years. They ended up finally finishing that, but they also didn't utilize that side of the con anymore either.
Yeah.
So I think they have an increased capacity limit for the building, and we're able to sell more tickets legally. But you have to realize that the same amount of space that was used is what's primarily used. So even if you have a larger capacity, you're still going to be crowding people into the same areas, so you're going to find foot traffic is going to be insane. Yeah. The worst day of all, hands down, was Sunday, but it's always been Sunday before the pandemic hit because that's the free day for kids. So people bring their kids. It's the family day. It's the day that everybody wants to buy shit comes because people don't want to lug this giant fucking statue back to Jersey. So I'll give you 10, 15, 20% off to get it off my hands.
Yes.
That kind of shit. So, pro tip, if you're going to go to New York Comic Con with the intention of buying something, and it's not a con exclusive, because I will warn you, if you want the thing and it's a con exclusive, buy it when you see it, because you will not see it again, most likely.
Right.
Which is why I bought that Goku statue day 1 of the con. But if you're looking to like go to like mom and pop shop where they're selling like $500 statue of Juggernaut that nobody else is going to fucking touch because it's too expensive, make that deal on Sunday, and you can both go home happy.
There were a lot of big names at the con, too, even though there's no...
huge star power. Yeah. Considering the actors' strike, they had Ewan McGregor was there.
My brother met him. Yeah, my brother and his good friend Mark and his daughter got a shot with her.
That's very cool.
His wife was there, Ewan McGregor's wife.
Yes.
Kate something or other?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh, not even close.
She was also Ramona Flowers in the Scott Pilgrim, and they actually showed off a trailer, which is probably like why they double dipped with her. They're showing like the anime.
She's
off.
Hera.
There's she is Hera in Ahsoka. But she's also, going to be in this anime adaptation of Scott Pilgrim. They got the entire cast to come back and voice their characters as animated.
I saw the creator of the anime said something interesting. I feel like we've hit on this before. He liked doing the anime because he could really push the limits of the visuals and the action sequences. He's like, you can do things in this where you just can't do it on screen.
It's just a completely different medium, and it's like hard to translate. Like, I think that's why so many video game movies suffer, because it's like you can do things in video games, you just can't do them.
I'd watch 100 episodes of fucking Game of Thrones if it was animated. I don't give a shit. I'm good with that.
Imagine a Star Wars anime, like
Joe ain't watching it. But
you're not constrained by. But the thing is, you're not constrained by reality and physics and a budget with. You still have a budget with animation, but to make a giant explosion in real life and film that in cinema costs money, and it's hard to pull off. Whereas in a cartoon, you just kind of make some colors.
Make it like you feel it more almost through animation. It's like you can really go over the top. You can get multiple angles and shots of a bomb. It's
the only thing that's ever matched or closely matched what my imagination of like a book when I'm visualizing what I'm reading when I read a book. That is the level that they can reach.
Speaking
everything.
of the chronicles of books, I just wanted to mention real quick that I finished The Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
so
nice.
the audio books, yeah. So I finished The Return of the King today. There's like 3 hours left to it, but it's all appendix shit, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about all that. I want the story about the ring.
I do want to get to some of the comments here. Little Joe's in the house. Him as well as Blackheart and Hells from the dungeon are all wishing you happy birthday there, Rob.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Rob. And Blackheart mentioned that he did see the He-Man crossover with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Eat them all. It's fucked.
Yeah, you're doomed.
I hate myself. I hate myself because I know I'm going to see them and be like, no, I have to have this.
Funny Rob story. I was talking to him about some pins because I've been collecting pins recently, and he goes, "Oh, I got a bunch of pins from Disney." He reaches over, he just shows me a Millennium Falcon one, so I look it up. It's worth like $350 fucking. I'm like, this fucking
apparently
guy,
it's one of 6,000.
Yeah, he's just surrounded by treasures. These they're just hanging off the edge over there. There's just shit and there's dust on that one. But guess what? That's worth $500.
It makes sense. I was born in the year of the dragon.
He's got a $1,000 Sergeant Slaughter figure just sitting there.
Just sitting there. What am I going to do with him?
It's a sin.
What should I do? Put it in a vault? Get the fuck out of here.
It was just so funny. He literally reached into like a bucket under his bed and was like, fucking this is cool, right? And I was like, oh, that's an awesome one. And I just, looked it up. Yep, sure as shit. Disney official, only out in the park for 1 month in 2017. Can't get it, never made again. And it's probably one of the highest selling, pins right now.
Nothing will ever beat when Rob just reached over and grabbed the Dukes of Hazzard video game.
Yeah, it's right there.
As episode
as
one.
We were talking. That was
episode 1 or 2.
Nah, I think that was
when we had
episode 2.
Yeah, because we had the tables pivoted.
Yeah. Pivot.
Blockbuster. I want to get back to Comic-Con. I mean, I will say I've only gone to 2 Comic-Cons. I only have gone to Comic-Con because somebody had an extra ticket last year, and then Rob had an extra ticket this year. I only made like the last 2 hours, but I was I really don't like being there for way too long. There's a lot of people and shit, and I start to get fed up. I was a little upset because I dressed up as Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I had the whole outfit and everything.
Can't believe we don't have
but I was trying to paint my face blue, and dude, it's not fucking easy.
Well, she also I spoke to Mandy about that because I told her that your struggle with wanting to be blue and it not coming out right and stuff. So she's really good with makeup and stuff. So
I need it professionally applied.
She also mentioned the setting powder and stuff. She said that's a life changer when she discovered that.
You can't just dump fucking blue paint on your face.
Well,
no, you're
gonna
look anything like.
I want to talk about that because. Well, you don't have a lot of options.
You look like David Cross in Arrested
Rob
Development.
called me at like 1:30 p.m. telling me he's got an extra ticket. So I was scrambling.
Want you to miss out.
I shaved my beard so that I could fucking paint my face blue.
What kind of beard was it, though? Was it a majestic
Beautiful,
beard?
Majestic. You all saw it last
Luscious,
fucking episode. You know how my beard is. I get stopped in the street over my beard. Fuck that cocksucker who in the comments once said I had a neck beard, you stupid fuck. But I had to shave that. But what ended up happening was I ran to Party City. There's not like a whole fucking spectrum on the rainbow of colored paints that you can get. So I got blue, and it's like a dark blue. Maybe I could have mixed it with some white. And the reality is, too, I'm just trying to rub it on my face. You can't rub it on you. You got to, like, dap it. You got to use a fucking applicator sponge.
I wish I could see that.
So that was the thing is, what ended up happening was I just kept putting it on, and it adhered to where my beard was. Like, it sticks to the little hairs. So it was really dark here. And then kind of bad here, and I guess my forehead was sweating. But
you actually had makeup on?
Yeah. Well, I never went out of the house with it because I looked like I was trying to do. It looked like bad blackface, and I didn't want to go out in public looking like that. Give anybody the wrong idea.
I'm the dude disguised as the dude
it was
trying
bad.
to be another dude.
It looked like I was doing like bad dark blue Like, I didn't want to confuse people
Well,
on
like
the
I
train
said,
ride over.
Mandy can help you out with that shit. She has all the applicator sponges and shit.
Yeah, you gotta like fucking
There's like a
SpongeBob
dab,
dab it on.
and there's like
Oh,
you
you
gotta
gotta
mix
start with like a
colors and shit.
foundation and then
Rubs the
fucking go
lotion on
next.
its skin,
Right,
or else it
right,
gets
right.
the hose
lotion
again.
on its skin or it gets the
Yeah.
hose.
So next year I do
process.
want to do that because I got those fucking pants from India, dude. I bought those Thrawn pants from India.
Wait, what did you buy
Etsy.
that for if you weren't going to Comic-Con?
He was gonna
For
dress like
Halloween.
it for Halloween.
I was gonna do it for Halloween.
I just
and
figured you
just
walk around the
because.
house like that.
Perhaps.
Just a little smile on my face, dude. And I'll do it, man. I'll wear the contacts if I can pull it off, like
On the
glowing
show.
red.
It's got to be on the show.
That would be.
I want
incredible.
full regalia next week.
If I was here
Regales.
next week,
Perhaps.
I would come dressed
It's
up.
2-year
Fuck.
anniversary. You got to do something special.
You're
You're all out of silk shirts. You can't wear any more.
Well,
of
I'm not
those.
gonna dress as Vader. That's
I was
for sure.
actually, can I
Fucking
tell you?
holiday.
Speaking of silk shirts, I was looking
There we
for a
go.
fucking Jerry the King Lawler silk shirt, like one of those, like the $500 rock shirts.
Yes.
Right. So I found like this whole subcategory in shopping. What were they called? They're called like creme de silk metallic shirts. If you look this up, those are the type of shirts that Jerry the King Lawler wears, and they're all like
you get
$500
it?
bucks.
The Rock's $500 shirt.
$500 shirts.
Do you have a shirt that's similar to King's?
No, but I wanted to do that. That way we can do
We
our
could have done
our
JR and
cosplay.
King. We could
Yeah.
have. We would have sat on the couch together. I would've
Wow,
said
it's
that.
Maybe
nice.
next week we can try to pull it off, but I don't think I can get the $500 shirt.
You're gonna have to get the
in
crown
time.
too.
Where's
Where's
this
his
crown? I'm deaf now. That's
There
okay.
goes the AI.
Just shut off.
You guys deaf in the chat? No? All right.
Oh,
I'm actually surprised how good it sounds because I watched remotely last week or the week before. Sorry, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, we got good sound.
It's like, wow,
Yeah,
it sounds
really good
great.
Quality
It's like
sound.
the first time
roadie
I've
we
watched an
have, it better
episode
be good sound.
away from the show, and I was
This
very
is a
impressed.
professional production here.
Hey, listen, we put a lot of time and effort.
Put a lot
This
of time,
we're
money,
coming up
and
on the
fucking-
We're going a long
Well, I'm
time.
sorry,
You
the
didn't hear?
3-year anniversary.
No,
Is
no,
that-
no. 2 years.
2 years.
We're
2-year
starting in
anniversary
2021.
season 3.
Yeah. We're coming up on the season premiere of
We're
season
starting our
3
third year.
of the Break Room podcast, and those fucking cocksuckers.
completed 2
I've been
years,
waiting to
haven't
talk
we?
about this.
Here we go.
Those fucking
So it's a third year.
cocksuckers
Ring the bell.
stole our fucking name.
Ring the bell.
You fucking. One of them's probably watching right now. Those stupid fucks. They stole our
see
name.
this.
They're probably gonna steal. You motherfuckers! All right, we've been the Break Room podcast. Now, granted, there was another Break Room podcast, but that only had like fucking 200
And they had a
followers or
space
something.
in between the name.
And they stopped doing videos for like 12 months. Everything's taken. I get that. But these motherfuckers of December of last year, they probably looked and saw, oh, yeah, these guys are Break Room podcast, and then just fucking stole our name. They bought 100,000 fucking followers. You don't just get 100,000 fucking followers on
They
YouTube.
have no videos up.
Yeah,
You know how
Nothing.
fucking hard that is?
Who's on that podcast that
have
anybody
nothing.
knows?
We have the real life Peter Griffin
Yeah,
over
come on
here.
now.
All
Come
right?
on.
And we're not at 100,000
And we
fucking.
have no space,
With
like
2
my
years,
ass
you
in
got
every
like
chair,
1,000.
you know?
Yeah. Fucking cocksucker. You stole our name. If you search the Break Room podcast, you got to look for the black and. I am pissed. You search our fucking podcast, those cocksuckers come up.
He gets me.
They have better
Fucking.
SEO.
I want to
Very-
hit them with a
he's very
cease and
passionate.
desist. I want to hit him. Cocksucker.
You
I'm
stole
sorry.
fizzy lifting drinks. Now the entire ceiling needs to be washed and sterilized, so you lose. You get nothing. I say good day, sir.
That's great. Yeah, that sucks.
Got derailed.
Fuck them all.
Yeah. Sorry. I've been waiting.
Mr.
We're going to keep talking
Wonka?
about this at some point.
Oh, that's gonna come up again. Yeah,
With
in the
Vipers.
comment section.
Yeah.
With the Vipers podcast.
The Vipers podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll chime in with my Comic-Con experience, I guess, just to wrap it up.
Yeah, let me
Yes,
hear.
yes. Tell us how your show went.
We did dress up. So me and my girlfriend Sam, we did Gomez Adams, and I'm sorry, I can't think of
Morticia.
Morticia Adams. Yep. And I gotta say, I've never had my picture taken more in my entire fucking life.
Welcome to the club, Vin.
Completely unexpected. I just thought, hey, yeah, we'll do it. I'll shave the beard, keep the stash. It'll be kind of funny. I swear we couldn't even walk into the place. We were trying to get in, and people who were walking by were like, "Can we take a quick picture? You guys look awesome!" And I was just like, "Holy shit, bro!
Validation.
I'm not. Yeah, all right, cool. I guess. Yeah, I got the cigar and everything. It was a good time. It's fucking exhausting though. Everything about Comic-Con to me is exhausting.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. It's expensive if you're into all the shit that's there.
Oh.
So man,
And then you got, but whenever you buy anything, you got to carry it around.
I
the
must
rest
have
of
spent
the fucking day.
$500 at Comic Con this year.
Are you allowed to go out and come back in if you have like a car somewhere? Where most
Yeah, you
people,
Oh, you got to bring it all with you
wait.
like a fucking asshole.
most people
No,
don't have
you
cars.
can't.
They don't let
Because
you
you
back.
scan in and out of the fucking place. So I don't know if when you scan out,
You're done.
you would know, Rob.
You can always scan back in.
Oh, you can
They
scan
just
in?
want to keep
Okay.
a track of how many people are in the building at the same time.
Gotcha. Okay, that's why they did that. Gotcha.
That's why, like, you notice some of the nights, they didn't even bother scanning people out. People were just leaving. Like, you didn't have to scan out.
But to answer Joe's question, I would say, I have gone with Rob pre-COVID. Went in, what did we do? 2013. We did 2015. We did. I think I kind of stopped.
Did you miss 2014? Yeah, because that was the
definitely did.
year that we went with Phil.
The first year?
Yeah. So I started in 2012, and then 2013 I started going with Eric.
Okay.
Eric and my boy Brian, who actually met up with again this year. So it's funny. It's like an annual tradition with me and him. We used to wait. So Brian and I had been going to Comic-Con together so long. It was like back in the days where I used to wait on the lines to get let in. Like we used to get in there early, and then like wait on the lines to get into the con before there were tickets for Funko and shit.
Well,
like
let me ask you, how did you
days.
get in? How did you get in this year? They just let you in?
So the number one, I'm not crack of dawning it anymore because I just can't. Is I'm doing after parties, and if I'm gonna get up super early, I'm not gonna stay up super late. So I was getting to the con around 11:40, 12 o'clock each day. One of the days I even got there as late as 1. So I was able to just walk in the front door because there are separate entrances depending on the type of ticket you have.
Walking.
Content creators are able to get in right on the 37th and 11th like entrance right there. Some of the people had to like go around to the side and like go down stairs and wait in the queue holes over there.
Yep.
I haven't done that in many years, ever since they started giving us badges.
One of my favorite memories being with Rob was when we pulled up on 2014 Comic-Con. So we come walking down to the Javits. And as Rob's saying, there's people queued up beneath you because there's like a lowered entrance. You know, there's like a whole delivery area and whatever, and there's doors down there. So there's probably...
I think that was 2015 because 14 was when I first went...
was that
was
when
when
filmed?
Phil filmed me.
Sorry, gotcha.
2015, January 15 is when we posted that video.
Gotcha.
So that was the year that I actually
Was huge.
became famous for it. And then that October we went back to Comic-Con and there was there's like a lower level where like they have like the food trucks and stuff, which is not street level. Like their property kind of like inclines, if you will. And I don't know, like shit just pops into my head. Like I just live in the moment when I'm Peter Griffin, which is why I'm so terrible at chronicling so much of the shit
not on
that's
video.
happened
This
to me.
is one of the best moments ever. It's not on
90%
video.
of my fucking career as Peter Griffin has never been on film. There's so many things I wish were on film.
So he strolls up to this area. We're above everybody, and they're all looking away from him. He's up behind them, and he just fucking yells out in Peter voice, "Hey, everybody!" And the entire crowd just turns and fucking cheers. It was just like the most insane moment to my memory. I could be fucking just enhancing this memory, but to my memory, when he said that and they all just turned and looked and he just went like, yeah, they all just fucking blew up. And I was like, whoa, this is going to be fucking crazy. This is like, I did not expect, had never been to Comic-Con, I think, at that point. Man, the years fly by, but I'm like blurring so much together. It feels like
I think it was
forever
15
ago.
was when you started coming.
Jesus. It wasn't even that fucking long ago then.
No, I mean, although now, come on, it's
now it's like
2023.
almost
It's
10
like
years.
8 years ago
Nope.
now. That's a lot.
I will say, I only had the 2 years last year and this year, and I could even see this year it was much bigger. There was
What
a lot more
it was
people.
this year is what it used to be.
Yeah. I agree. It was definitely you could feel that there wasn't as much concern. There was people who were
Nobody
open
gives
to
a fuck
come
anymore.
in.
Nobody's concerned anymore.
Yeah, there
Definitely
was
not.
very
They're
little
fucking
like mask
piling
wearing.
up on top of you.
I feel like the security was pretty lax too, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, there's a fucking guy walking around with like a model AK-47. Meanwhile, I have to get like an orange gun so I don't,
Oh, this
scare
guy had
anybody.
a fucking full SWAT gear. It looked like he was
That always
straight
surprises
out of,
me. Yeah, they have
Rainbow
like a lot of
Six.
people that are like well armed, and it's
Yeah.
like, especially during like some of the shit. Like they closed off some of the on Sunday. They closed off the street. I don't know if it was for the convention or I heard shouting, so I don't know if there was a protest going on in the city at the time. But
I mean, it was like
it
not
was like
a great time,
not a great time.
technically, but fuck that. I was like, I bought these tickets 6 months ago. I'm going. I
yeah, no, it's too important to my career.
was like, if I die, I died living, baby.
Right, but honestly, great time. Got my Reichenbach haul. Shout out to the German restaurant that I hit up every fucking year with their Jaeger Schnitzel and
Table-sized pretzel.
They get that
Massive,
fucking what do they call it? Oktoberfest pretzel. The shit's like it's got its own zip code. The fucking thing.
It's nice having a tradition, you know. It's nice when you can.
Well, that's it. You know,
stuff
you
like that.
go there. You know, the camaraderie. You break
Friends,
bread because you're fucking starving after walking around. And I personally cannot enjoy Comic-Con like sit down and eat while I'm in character. I just can't. So I just chalk it up to, all right, Rob, you're just gonna be walking and not eating for the next however many hours you're gonna be at this con. And then when you leave, you can do whatever you want.
I'm on my fucking lunch break.
Literally, it's literally that. Like it's.
He doesn't get that reference. Oh,
I've seen the clip.
Ever seen the movie?
No, we had this
No,
conversation.
we talked about
That's
this.
more of
You
an
know, watch
insult
it.
to me not seeing Donnie Brasco.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the
Bad
fuck
Santa.
out.
Get the fuck
Bad
out.
Santa is the best
fucking
fucking movie. Nah.
Put him
Fuck
in the
Donnie
back.
You're
Brasco.
comparing Bad Santa to Donnie Brasco?
Bad Santa is a legendary fucking movie. I watch it every
Brasco is one of
Christmas.
the most legendary.
Donnie Brasco is one of many mobster movies. There's not
One
many
of many?
movies like Bad Santa.
You can't
Like
even name
5.
10. There's like 5 mob movies.
that you have to see.
Nah,
Still
probably start
TV
naming them
specials.
Right now. Still TV specials. Ringing up the lights. Bad Santa is a great fucking movie.
It's a
It
great
is.
movie. I'm
There's
not
no
denying
debating.
Fucking Billy
Bad
Bob
Santa
Thornton.
2 was good too.
Possibly
And
the best.
I don't know if I saw Bad
Santa
Santa
2 was all right.
It was-
You know? Yeah.
Not as good as the first one. It was good.
No, I pissed myself. He's diabetic. He's all right. He's all right.
John Ritter's last movie.
Yeah.
And we just
Speaking
lost
of Suzanne Summers,
Sausage fingers.
now it's one's
Tiny
company.
Timmy.
Yeah.
Sausage fingers.
Come on, knock on our door.
and dance on our
And she
floor.
passed away too. Yeah.
Take a step that is new.
Where the kisses are hers and
hers
hers
and
and
his.
his.
Three's company too.
Losing them all. That's it, man.
You know what's
Yeah,
sad? Kids
sad.
these days, I don't think they have like a Nick at Night.
No, they
No.
like Fresh
Right?
Prince was like the thing that was on Nick at Night, and when I saw that, I was like, "Holy
We used to
shit."
have at least like some kids would stay up. Who
I Dream of Jeannie. I
Welcome
remember
Back,
watching-
Kotter.
Yeah.
all that shit.
Happy Days. Fucking.
I used to rock
a lot.
Happy Days a lot.
Yeah,
I
Happy
used to watch
Days.
that shit all
Those
the
shows.
time. That was amazing when I fucking met
Monday,
the Fonz.
Tuesday. Sorry.
Sunday,
met the-
Monday, happy.
Any like my Peter Griffin cosplay, so that was something.
Wait, what?
I met the Fonz at Rhode Island Comic Con like years and years ago. He's like, you do that voice very well. I'm like, oh fuck, I got the fucking Fonz. Thumbs up, like shit.
Hey, wait, Rob. I want it in your words for these fucking motherfuckers to hear. The guy who did Pinky's voice. What was the compliment he paid to me there, Rob?
Oh, he said you had great hair.
He said I had the nicest hair
said
in the
that
place.
Chris
He
had
said I had the
nice
nicest
hair.
hair there.
Oh,
You motherfuckers.
my God.
Nicest hair in the
like-
building,
he's
you
the-
cocksuckers.
Oh,
He's the
God.
by
I was
the,
like,
so
oh,
then
I was
you know
like,
what that
yeah,
really
stroke
means.
Chris Seagull a little
He's the
more.
best
than-
looking
Yeah,
guy in the
finally.
building.
The dollar store
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's just without the leather boots.
Fuck.
That was pretty cool.
But,
Comic Con was a good time, man. It was. I mean, it's Rob again. Rob told me like at 1:30, and I had to fly there.
Are you
And-
happy I told you though?
Oh yeah, definitely.
See?
I really only wanted to see one guy, Brian Kong. He's a phenomenal artist. He does a lot of sports art. I ended up getting actually, Joe. I wish I had it to show on the show. A little it's a hand drawn Macho Man card, and he's doing it's the cream of the crop too. He's wearing the shirt and everything. He does a lot of cool stuff. I got a painting of all the Sopranos guys in front of Satriali's.
Oh, nice.
So
I
that's
didn't
like
see
my
pictures of
tradition.
any of this on your social
No,
media.
no, it's still all in the
Not
tube
a
right
whole-
now.
Oh.
I haven't taken pictures of
It's
anything,
not like
honestly.
you have a podcast or anything like post on
Let's
the
just show this
social.
Well, yeah, we'll get
It's,
there. But it was pretty cool. That's my tradition for Comic Con. I just want to make sure to see Brian Kong, and I got some cool artwork from him. So I just made it. But the thing is, I'm trying to hang out with Rob and also get to this guy.
Impossible.
And we're on the other side of the building, and Rob's like, "I'll show you how to get there," because I don't know how to fucking navigate that
The
place.
worst
I would be
idea
lost
ever.
without him.
Yeah, well.
But we can't walk
Move.
5 seconds without somebody stopping him. It's like getting close and
Speaking
close.
of,
to 7.
I will say, speaking of the thing though, shout out to that fucking hoodie. I got this hoodie from the Disney store. It's literally like the thing. It's just orange with the rocks and
That's
shit.
perfect for you.
And I put that on at the con, and people didn't bother me, and it was beautiful.
Nope.
It was
Yeah, you can
beautiful.
go incognito.
It was
Fucking
oh look, it's a fucking rock movement over there.
It's a boulder.
Right?
It's not just a boulder, it's a rock. A rock. Oh, the pioneers used to ride these babies for miles. And she's in great shape, too.
Oh, man, I missed the SpongeBob craze. I swear. That was something I was definitely a little... Like
Kid-
2 years too old for.
They're still watching it. My nieces are watching SpongeBob. It's still.
I
it's one of those
fucking
things,
loved
yeah.
SpongeBob when it came
Hilarious.
out. And I remember...
But you're
like,
the same age as him.
No, I'm a year younger. But he's...
A year younger?
I
That's
swear
missed out on it?
I was probably too old for it, too. I was in middle school
The
when it
difference
first came out.
between 13 and 14 or 12 and
Ben
13.
was living fast and loose those
That's
days.
why
I didn't have time for fucking.
I had
Spider-Man.
fucking football and all this other shit.
Yeah.
I had
definitely didn't have time
football,
to watch.
too. Well, no, I didn't have football back in those days. I was in high
I
school.
played that shit.
But I
when
was still
fucking eight.
watching SpongeBob in high school when I played football. But I remember the very first episode airing. It was a sneak peek in 1999 after the Kids' Choice Awards. I never liked the Kids' Choice Awards. I always thought it was stupid.
Yeah, skip that.
But I waited until the end to watch the premiere of SpongeBob SquarePants because it looked hilarious from the commercials and shit. And you could probably find the commercial out there. It was like, he is a real hoot. He lives in a fruit. SpongeBob SquarePants big sneak peek. I got it for Kids' Choice. And I swear to God, you'll find this commercial online. I swear to God. It was the very first commercial for SpongeBob. And they showed like the first two like little mini episodes, and I was hooked. I was
Yeah,
like,
it
this is
was-
going to be the funniest show on fucking television.
Everybody was talking about it
And
in
it's still
elementary
on.
school. It's fucking-
Now that's got a spin-off like Camp Patrick or some shit, which I've never seen, but he's like younger. And, like,
I think anyone who's like 30 and younger is big on SpongeBob. Same thing with like Harry Potter. I've been watching that recently with my girl, but like the last movie that we watched was the 6th one. It came out in 2009. I was 24, so I had no interest in
I get it.
wizards and stuff like that. At 24, I was
I'm pretty sure, like my mom said she bought me the book.
it's
I
a
never
generation
read it
like
at the time.
I skipped that whole generation.
I did watch the movies first because they were on HBO, and this is back before this is back when like cable had on demand, but only for really select shit, and those movies would be on there. So I loved watching Azkaban. I always thought that was a good one, but I never read the books until a friend of mine, who I would have never fucking expected to make the recommendation. I was like 20.
like Matt Javinko.
it was Dan
No, I was
Scott, right?
22, and it was
Dan
Dan
Scott,
Scott.
yeah,
It was, he's a cop now and everything, but tough dude, whatever, all that. Played football and just
Good
somebody
fucking story.
I would never suspect to be like, you need to read Harry Potter. He literally looked me in the eyes. It's like Joe looking me in the eyes and be like, you need to fucking read Harry Potter. I was like, what? So he's like, you never read it? And I go, no. He goes, I'll let you borrow the first book. And I think I read that book in like 4 fucking days or 3 days.
It was a quick read. It was
And I
only like
ran-
250 pages.
Definitely. And I ran to the store, and I fucking every like whatever, at least once a month, I was buying one of the books. and
Books
I
are
read
even
through
better than the
whole-
movies too.
100%. They're
100%.
fantastic.
From what
So that
I think
story is incredible. And I'm glad that you got the opportunity to get into it even at this age, because I
close.
think it's
We're at the halfway point of the Half-Blood Prince.
The thing is, if you
nice.
got
I like
strong
that
enough
book.
characters, it doesn't matter if it's
Snape.
a little bit of. It's,
Well, the fucking
Snape.
cast alone
Yeah.
is just insane.
incredible.
They
There
have
have been no silly incantations in my classroom.
Wand
From
waving.
Gryffindor.
What
Maggie
do you
Smith.
get?
he'll forever be Hans Gruber to me.
Yeah, of course.
You're
He looks just so different as Hans. It's
Yeah,
funny.
I know.
It's
But it's like, and
It
Gary
seems-
Oldman, they're wow, just a
We have a celebrity in the
our
classroom.
new
Celebrity.
celebrity.
Wait, Gary Oldman?
Gary Oldman
bro.
was
Gary
in it.
Oldman's
He played
Harry Potter
Sirius
Sirius
Black.
Black.
Sirius Black.
That's Gary Oldman?
Gary
Gary
Oldman
Oldman,
is such
dude.
a good
He's-
actor
yeah,
that like
he's
he
a
could wake up
chameleon.
one day and be
What?
like, I was Gary.
How do you
Oldman
not
the
know
whole
that?
time.
Listen, he's a fucking chameleon. If you look at him in The Professional, or then you go over to The Fifth Element,
Even
or
fucking
you go,
Oppenheimer, for Christ's sakes.
yeah, because he
never
plays
realized
fucking
that.
Truman.
Really?
Does
And then he
play-
plays.
I never,
he's
thought
played
about it.
Churchill. He's played, like
Commissioner
this guy,
Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, this guy is a chameleon actor. He's like Andy Serkis or some shit with the fucking.
The Dark Lord is the Red Dragon. I found that out.
Yeah, yes. Oh my God, yes, it is. The fucking the third Hannibal movie, right? Is that the third
It's
one?
the prequel to Silence of the Lambs.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Joe. We're going off a little tangent here. At what point when you were watching it did you start saying, like, oh, okay?
Yeah.
Like, what was it that got you to be like, when you were... because I'm sure you were kind of fucking dragging your feet when she first made you start watching it.
I
Was it seeing Uncle Vernon being a piece of shit to Harry that you were just like, fuck Uncle
this
Vernon,
guy.
and then you started getting into it? Was it Snape? What part was it that really...
Bring my breakfast, boy.
Hurry up, bring me my toffee, boy.
Second movie, Chamber of Secrets, the end when he fucking stabs the snake, and he's just like, I'm like, oh shit, this is pretty violent. This is not like a kid's thing. And then the later movies, as like the last two movies, they're fucking dark as fuck.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
they're
you're
really fucking dark. I always thought it was like the first movie is whimsical. It's very fantasy driven. It's very
And they're all kids.
They're you know, so that's like all right, but.
You're a wizard,
They're
Harry.
playing cool games. They're the scenery. They're in a cool castle with all these different secrets and stuff and rooms. They're like, all right, you know. But Chamber of Secrets, out of the 6 that I've watched, is the best one so far.
You really like that one the best? Wow.
yeah.
More than Azkaban.
Yeah, I put Azkaban on probably dead last.
What the fuck?
Really?
What?
Why?
I don't know. It was not.
I don't put it first. I like Chamber of Secrets.
I didn't finish the last 3. I didn't finish Deathly Hollow
I like
Part
the
1,
first
Part
one
2.
the best.
But it would be Sorcerer would be second for me. Third would probably be Goblets of Fire, and then.
How did you put your name in a goblet of fire? Are you absolutely sure?
How did you put your name in the goblet? Tell me.
So funny.
Meanwhile, in the books, it's nothing like that. In the
So
books,
that's
he's
what
like,
Harry.
that's what my girlfriend has been telling me. Like ever since they changed the actor for him in the third movie, she just rips him apart every time he's in the scene. She's
I
like, he
liked
doesn't
him.
sound like that. He's not. That's not how he's supposed to
Alright.
be.
Sounds like Chris.
He's not exactly is what she says. So every time I see him on screen now, she just comments like, "Nope, he doesn't say that. Nope,
like,
he doesn't
no, he's a
sound like
piece of
that.
shit.
Nope, he wouldn't say that. Nope, he doesn't sound like this."
well, there's a lot of deviations from the books.
There is.
You know, the
There
further
are-
it goes.
there
They
are-
they trim a lot out for sure.
we need to
there's
do a
lot
Harry
of-
Potter
Even with
episode
the
once
Lord
I
of the
finish.
Rings,
yeah.
everything
Hell
they
Once
do.
I finish
Make
all
my
the
day.
movies, we do it.
Let's do it. Oh man, I'm excited. I wish we could have done it for Halloween.
I think
Fuck.
I mentioned this when the Harry Potter game
That's
came
probably
out, but-
why I like Goblet so
Or
much.
Christmas.
Is just very Halloween-esque with the
I love that
spiders.
song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that song in the beginning, and also the thing I think we enjoy a lot of different series of movies, and funny enough, the music in Harry Potter is incredible.
John
And
Williams.
it's fucking
Come on.
John Williams.
Yeah, I mean,
So
come on.
that alone just it
It's
has
solid.
a draw.
Everything on it is solid.
Yeah.
I actually read the books before there were movies because
Wow.
my Uncle Joe got me the first 3 books for my 11th birthday. Ironically, I think I told
Oh,
this story already
Yeah.
when the game
Warwick
came
Davis, isn't it? I mean,
out. And I ended up like falling in love with the books, and there was a huge Harry Potter craze. I remember there was a Harry Potter lookalike
Crazy,
contest
dude.
in my middle school at the time, and the new 12 came down for it.
Jeez, I'm sure.
There was a big wave of Harry Potter
Oh,
at the
yeah.
time.
It
This
was-
will
it
get
was
kids
nuts, yeah.
fucking reading books again. That was kind of
It did.
the thing.
You could.
Yeah.
I remember just hearing like announcements over the PA in elementary school, and they were like, "There are no more copies of Harry Potter from the library. Like students could rent shit out."
Yep.
And it was
Crying,
just always
tears.
backlogged. And then eventually it was like, there it is. And I was like, oh. And
See, I don't
read
have
it.
that experience. I was way out of school.
Yeah.
I would have been out of
That was
college
it was
by then.
a field trip. We actually took a field trip to the
generational
movie
thing.
theaters to see it when it came out.
You had to be there.
Well, now Joe's gonna have to go to fucking Universal and check out fucking.
Yeah, she's been telling
Oh,
me about
dude,
that.
Do it.
it's
I want to
so
ride the
fucking.
Hogwarts Express.
Oh,
Diagon
and the
Alley.
butterbeer,
Yes,
dude.
the
Yeah.
butterbeer,
Butterbeer.
yes.
It's like fucking butterscotch
So
soda.
I actually
or
asked her
something.
that
It's like cream soda.
last
Cream
night. We
soda.
were watching it, and I was like, "Are they drinking beer?" And she's like, "Yeah, a
little bit.
I'm like, "They're like 15." She's like, "Well, that's
Europe.
That's legal age." And I didn't know that shit.
No, it's
So-
non-alcoholic
six-
butterbeer. My
Butterbeer
impression.
is
all right,
not-
They're
so-
having champagne at some of the balls.
So
They're drinking alcohol,
in the
dude.
story, the butterbeer has alcohol.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, because they can only go drink the butterbeer when they're in
Hogsmeade.
Yeah, Hogsmeade. So
Well, I thought that's just where they serve it, but I don't think that's true. They start when they're like fucking 13.
I don't think there's
I'm
alcohol.
not
in
drinking
butterbeer.
alcohol at 13. There's no alcohol.
pretty
no.
sure.
I went and drank real butterbeer.
said
There was no
13
alcohol in it.
13-year-olds drink alcohol in Europe. That
The-
Europeans
It's
allow their kids to drink
15-year-olds.
wine.
The last movie,
I
there's
don't doubt
families.
that, but I don't
It's
think
different.
that butterbeer had alcohol in it.
in Half-Blood Prince, there's 16.
You gotta look it up.
Shit, yeah,
Look
I'm
it up.
into that shit.
Drinking
Now we're
is-
getting into Harry Potter trivia shit. Oh man.
Well,
The
if
reason
there-
why I say that, Vin, is because how many like Potterheads I've seen do recipes, they've never added alcohol.
There's not alcohol in butterbeer. I've had butterbeer at Universal as we all have. They would have added alcohol if there was.
I've never seen an alcohol.
First of all, there is one. Literally, there's.
I
one
need
at
to ask my
Universal with
girlfriend. She's
alcohol.
gonna know. She's gonna know right now. So,
I mean, they would be
a
fucking.
good debate.
They would be
Does butterbeer
wasted
have
the amount of
alcohol?
butterbeer they were throwing back. They were fucking. Nah, definitely not. Yeah, Harry Potter's great, man.
I always went to one of the chocolate frogs that came with the
chocolate frogs.
The Birdie Bots, every flavor of beans I've had.
You know what? I'm feeling in a generous spirit right now while we're talking about Harry Potter. We're going to give away a free audiobook.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Got to think of the game for that.
Yeah.
But
Fucking, you want me
I
to
do
read this?
recommend
Can I read this?
the Harry Potter audiobooks.
Do you
want to
shit
play a
phenomenal.
game, Sydney?
Fucking nerd. Butterbeer was a popular wizarding beverage described as tasting a little bit like less sickly butterscotch. It was served at numerous locations in the wizarding world and had a very slight alcoholic content. Students of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry would often buy it when visiting Hogsmeade. Come on now. Fuck out of here.
I don't buy that. Who fucks
Who
that?
fucking doesn't
They
buy
weren't getting
shit?
drunk. They
This
never
guy
talked
read
about
it one
alcohol.
time. Probably
That's
watched the
bullshit.
movies once.
That's bullshit. I did the audiobook several times.
HarryPotter.com.fandom, whatever. The fuck?
Oh, so
The wiki.
another thing she did the assessment test or whatever. Like she made me answer like
Yeah,
questions.
the Pottermore.
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
No.
What?
Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Me, you? Hey, me and you.
That's what I got.
This guy hates Ravenclaw, too. He thinks
No,
it's a
I
bullshit
think that
fucking school.
Ravenclaw people are self-righteous because it's like in all reality, you're fucking either dumb. You're either gonna be fucking Gryffindor or you're gonna be Slytherin. You're one or the other.
No.
Hufflepuff just exists for the sake of existing, and
you're wrong.
Ravenclaw
You're wrong.
exists for the
You're
people that are contrarian and
You're
think
wrong.
that they're fucking different
No.
from
You think
everybody
Luna
else.
If
Lovegood
anything,
fucking belonged
Gryffindors
in
are
Gryffindor?
self-righteous.
Yes.
Well, they're the
No,
heroes.
So listen,
They're the
Gryffindors
heroes.
are the heroes. They're the self-righteous. They're the main character energy.
Harry's dad was a
Get
dick.
They're the
Slytherin,
ass kissers.
who are the
Evil.
shadowy. They're more willing to do what's necessary for their goals,
Necessary
regardless of
means
the
of a
ambiguity
necessary
of,
means.
of the goodness or badness of their actions. They'll do whatever it takes to get.
Well, it's like power. They're like Sith in a
Ravenclaw are
sense.
very calculating. They're the intellectuals.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
the intellectual house. And then Hufflepuff are like the fucking like the tree huggers.
The frat
you know
boys.
what I mean? Like no, they're not the frat boys so much as they're
Frat
like
boys.
Fucking there.
They're
What
like
I'm Hufflepuff. I'm fucking around. You know, they're
They're
not
the
taking
fucking
it seriously.
hobbits.
If you're going to Hogwarts and you're in Hufflepuff, what's going to become of you? You're not taking anything seriously.
Luna Lovegood.
They're fucking-
the Lovegood.
Luna
dad.
Lovegood, shitty character. Fucking hated Luna Lovegood.
I gotta get my
What?
girlfriend on this
Shitty
podcast.
fucking
She's
character.
ripping a new asshole.
Yeah.
Rita Skeeter.
Rita
Skeeter.
fucking Rita Skeeter.
Oh my
No,
god.
you know who the fucking worst character is though? Fucking Dolores Umbridge.
Oh,
Dolores.
I hate her.
Umbridge.
I hate her more than
she's such a
Voldemort.
great
Umbridge.
actress because you hate her guts.
Hate her.
Yeah, she really is.
Hate it.
She
I
just-
hated her in the
Poisons
books.
that whole
She's
that whole
worse in the
time
books.
with her.
When
In
the
fact,
bitch
that's
is,
how I ended up stopping reading those books. I was like, I fucking hate this character. I hate what's going on in this book, and I stopped. And then when I got to college, I went to college with this girl, Christine. She was a huge Potterhead, and she got me to like pick up the book again. She was like, get past like the first 3-4 chapters, and I promise it'll become one of your favorites. And she was right, and I finished the series. But like, there was like a big gap between like when
She was getting
started
chased by
and
that
finished.
giant like dragon firework. I thought it was.
How
gonna
does
be-
she end up?
that's great.
What's her downfall? I kind of
She
forget
gets-
what
She gets
happens.
led into the woods.
She gets led into the woods and
Hagrid's
the,
brother. Hagrid's brother's in the
Yeah,
woods.
the giant picks her up, and then the
This guy's talking shit about all the things he
Mantars.
doesn't
They
remember.
just take her
Dude,
away.
it's-
I was kidding.
Oh, yeah, I forget.
She deserved it.
Yeah, so they
Wait, that man.
they-
Why? Who let her? Like, who? Why did they
Hermione
do that?
and Harry
Harry.
lie to her.
They
and
tell her
say,
there's
"Oh,
a secret special weapon
the
in the forest.
Dumbledore's army and all of our secret weapon. It's in the woods. It's in
Yeah.
the secret forest. You know, you got to go
It's
in
a
there.
trap.
And she goes in
It's a
there,
trap.
and then she starts fighting the fucking the Minotaurs,
Minotaurs.
and they fucking drag her off into the fucking woods.
Yeah.
Do they
and that's
fucking
it.
execute
they don't
her?
fuck
What
with her.
No,
happened?
because she comes back and when
Gangbang.
You know,
Centaur
she comes back
Had a little horseplay, you know.
in the Deathly Hallows. She's part of Voldemort's fucking army and shit. She comes back.
Hey, don't tell me.
She
no.
does side with Voldemort.
Stop it.
eventually.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's are
Spoiled!
spoilers. We're spoiling Harry
Spoiled!
Potter.
My girlfriend
30 years later.
she's an encyclopedia for Harry Potter. She says in Harry Potter,
Thank
butterbeer is alcoholic. In real life, it is not.
Thank you, Taylor.
I live in real life.
Thank you.
What do you mean? It's part of the books
I don't
and the
remember them
lore.
It's
ever
in real
talking
life.
about that.
If you go to the fucking
they never got
Universal-
drunk. They never got drunk. They
Well,
never
they
got
didn't talk
intoxicated.
about-
they fucking drank that
But he
Unbelievable.
shit
also
down.
said that it was a
Such a
very
piece of-
light amount of alcohol.
You're in such
so-
denial. It's insane.
I wasn't
Never-
sure.
never
First
wrong,
I'm hearing
never
about
wrong.
it. First I'm hearing about
How many
it.
times do you read the books?
Best
Never.
Harry-
A couple
How
of
many
times.
times you listen?
I read the books and I listened through with the audiobooks.
It's got the best hair in
Narrated
a room
by
of
Jim
80,000.
Dale.
I mean, what do you want to...
Jim
How were
Dale.
those? How were those?
The audiobooks are phenomenal. The
Best-looking
guy,
guy.
it was like the guy's voice is so like
Jim Dale.
it's
Maybe I'll
Jim
scoop
Dale.
those
It's like
next.
it was 3 a.m. on 32 Privet
You know who-
Drive.
you know
It was
who-
I have
none
two
other than
credits right
Rita
now, so-
Skeeter.
I'm sorry, but when I'm listening to those books, I can't fucking stand Hermione at all. The way he does her voice and her character is 10 times as annoying. Like
she gets annoying in like the fourth movie. She becomes very whiny and very anxious about everything.
Oh, she's like that in the first one.
No, the first one, not really.
Not the movie. I'm saying in the book.
I only have reference to the movies.
I mean, like when she goes off crying because fucking Ron makes fun of her because Leviosa.
Yeah.
Wingardium Leviosa. It's not
like
Leviosa. It's Leviosa. So she does that, bro. She's like that for like 2 books. It's fucking so bad. And the way that Jim Dale does her voice, it's always tough when a guy's got to do a female voice in a book.
It
is just.
It's
really
good.
With Orinda Price.
I'll listen to it, but it is fucking.
Orinda Price.
I'm trying to. Oh, you know what it is? When she says Harry, she always says Harry like this. Harry!
Oh.
Harry!
Yeah,
but
Harry!
Right, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's like, I guess one time, but every time she says Harry, it's like that. So yeah, that was grinding me down a little bit when I was listening to him recently. I'll listen to that shit. I'll watch it at least if it's raining out. There's like a high probability that ends up on the TV.
What's Revelio?
Anyone?
Really, anyone? Azkaban for sure. I can't believe you guys don't like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
I just think it's not the best.
I didn't like the Deathly Hallows part
when you give it another rewatch, after you get the full breath.
I didn't like the last,
maybe
the final
change
ones.
your mind.
From the Dungeon said that too. I think it was him. The last 2 episodes, he said they felt a little drawn out. That
Phoenix
I definitely don't
was
recommend doing
Phoenix
the books.
was very good. Phoenix.
You like Order of the Phoenix?
Order of
I
Phoenix
feel like
very
that
good.
falls to the bottom of mine, but
really,
maybe if I
don't remember what
rewatch.
happens in that one. What
you'll like? I think you'll really like.
They're in that building where they have the black dude and then the girl that turns into the werewolf and Sirius Black and all them. They form that like order.
Yes,
that's the Order of the
Dumbledore's
Phoenix.
Army.
Yep.
Ah, right.
Yeah. The Room of Requirement.
Yep.
You're gonna. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm just saying. I think you're gonna really enjoy the intro to the first Deathly Hallows. I think that's a great.
The Harry
opening.
Potter games Room of Requirement was really cool. How you could build.
Yeah.
When I was
Great
actually, it's funny. Rob said that he fell off in the middle of a book. What Half-Blood Prince you said?
Yeah, it was the 5th. Yep.
I fell off in the because Deathly Hallows is one book, and in the middle of that book, the story gets really difficult because there's just a lot going on. It's very stressful. I'm not gonna elaborate any further, but I stopped fucking reading the book because it got that bad. It was just she was purposefully like bringing
bad
you down.
In what way?
Bad in a way that just the characters are going through such a bad time, and it's just infighting, and it just seems like there's no solution. There's so many open threads to the the story that you're like, how the fuck is this even going to come to a conclusion? That I had read 6 books, I read a couple thousand pages pretty fast. And then I want to say it was like maybe around when the first movie was going to come out or something. I was like, fuck this. I went back, started from the beginning, and it's probably the best book. It's all in all, it might be the best book, but
Recommend the audiobooks.
The audiobooks are fantastic.
Get
if you
through
can
a lot
ever
quicker.
get drawn into that, but that's awesome.
I guess we'll add
Joe's
those to the
Harry
list
Potter.
of audiobooks.
Yes,
to buy.
the Harry Potter books are now eligible in the free audiobook category.
Yeah, but once you give them the credit, they can buy whatever the fuck they want. You can't really stop them.
No, I have to give them the book. I literally have to give them the book.
I thought you have to.
You don't give them the credit. You give them the book. I need your email. Actually, Little Joe, I think, is still owed a book.
He might be.
He's
in here.
To that shit.
Yeah. Well, he might. Little Joe does some Halo books.
That's true. The Halo books are fantastic.
Halo
too.
books are, I
How
guess.
many books did they make in
that.
Halo?
6.
Joe,
7?
you should tell us
Many.
how many Halo books are there.
There's Ghosts of
There's a
Onyx,
lot.
Fall of
Fall of
Reach,
Reach.
Harvest.
I have 5 or 6 books.
Yeah, those are like the key ones. Those first like
Do the
3,
books
4.
tell
I
the
wonder
full
who
story,
does
or
the-
do you have to
full
supplement
sto-
it with the game?
No, full story.
I wonder who does the narrating.
A lot of the books takes place before the game.
Yeah, so Harvest is the first initial human contact with the Covenant. Wow, we're really jumping around here.
Yeah.
So this is about Halo.
Harry
talking
Potter
about
to Halo.
You know,
So
it'd be
there's
awesome.
like 20 books.
Group trip to Universal. Just putting that out there.
That'd be fun.
I'm down.
Listen,
I'm actually going to real quick. I'm going to Florida for Thanksgiving,
Oh
and we're gonna go to Disney.
no shit!
Yeah, my first time. At
Oh,
Disney
that's
World.
cool. What park? Are you gonna go to Galaxy's Edge?
Yo, fuck yeah,
I've been
that's
saying
all
we
we're
should
gonna
go to. It's cheaper the more people you go with.
I didn't know that.
We don't have to room together. We can fucking do our own thing if we want. But if we go together, you can get
I'm
cheaper
going-
You
rates.
know how much
I
expense is
Bro,
to
it's-
get 4
it's like-
fucking rooms?
It's it's 160. Well, I mean,
could room together
first,
too, but we all
actually,
got girlfriends.
I'm a
fucking,
D23 member too. I could get like 10-20% depending on where we stay. Yeah, I paid for the membership. I was big into Disney this year after we went to Epcot. I think you're gonna like it, dude. I think it's fucking fun.
Got to do Universal, but probably not this year. But
Don't force it. Just do one park.
In a
enjoy
lot of
the
ways,
shit
I
out of
enjoyed
it.
Universal more than Disney.
I probably
in some
would
ways.
too. But I
don't
want to do
believe-
Galaxies. No, you don't
I
think
don't,
so?
I don't believe that.
No?
Not
Oh,
yet.
all
They're doing a whole facelift to Universal. Universal's just all over the place. There's just like Simpsons shit there, and a Men in Black ride, and the Harry Potter shit. Awesome. Islands of Adventure has like the rides and shit, but they lost all the Marvel theming pretty much. The Hulk is still the Hulk there, which is funny.
Don't go on
But-
that ride.
Best ride ever. That's fucking guy. We're too old, bro. We're too old.
No. It gives you fucking
He hates
CTE.
everything.
No, I don't hate it. I went there
CTE?
with Gina,
What are
and
you
I was like,
talking
we're going
about?
on the Hulk ride. She's like, I don't know if that's a good idea. I was like, we're going on a Hulk ride. What are you fucking talking about? Of course we're going on a Hulk ride. First thing I did when I got into Universal,
Your head does
go
this
on the
shit.
Hulk ride, and your fucking head is literally fucking fucking
Guys get
smashed, and you get fucking
migraine. So it's-
CTE the
does
moment
that
you go
go
on
again?
that fucking ride. You just fucking imagine your head's between two pieces of metal, and then it's just fucking 90 miles per hour, dude. You'll fucking rattle your brain in
Oh,
that thing.
TBI.
Do not go on a Hulk ride. When it was
thing with-
over, everybody at the end was like, "Ow!" It wasn't just me. Everyone in front of me and behind me was like, "Ah." I'm telling you, Hulk ride will fuck you up.
I went on it when I was 13. It was great. The only reason I would say that Disney is better or a better experience, I would say our age is part of it. The Disney
food.
rides are advanced as fuck. Like the new stuff at Galaxy's Edge must be very impressive if you can, definitely try to get on the queues, whatever you got to do. And also the immersion and the cleanliness. It's just like
clean.
everything is just top notch. You know what I mean? And
Clean coal.
it's the separator. Universal's fun, but it just doesn't have that consistency of an experience.
It's like
where
Six
you're
Flags.
Wow, it's definitely much better than Six Flags. It's funny. I was thinking of Six Flags. I was
way
like,
better.
Jesus,
Come
this
on.
is so much cooler than Six Flags.
So much.
But I did read they're doing like a $5 billion renovation. They're bringing in all the DreamWorks stuff. They're doing like a Shrek world, the whole fucking like remodel
Shrek
at
Swamp.
Universal.
I want that Super Mario Land that's in Japan. I want that here.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Disney in Japan looks awesome.
Blah.
I would love to see that. Studio Ghibli, I would love to see that.
Fucking random.
Damn, so that's cool. You're going. I'm going to be going to Disney, I think, for a weekend in December.
I still really am like lobbying for Rob to go to Comic-Con like next year as fucking Shrek, and I paint yourself green. You got to do the green fucking paint. I know you don't want to.
He'll
I
do the
got my-
voice the
I
whole
got
You
time.
my
went as
shirt
Shrek,
now.
dude, and you painted yourself green, and you did your Shrek voice because you're good at Shrek. People
I'll be
would lose
dripping
their
green
fucking.
everywhere because I'm gonna sweat like
He could do
fucking
Mario.
motherfucker.
Mario, really good.
But
You can do everybody.
Fuck
Big
that,
Mario.
Shrek.
I bet Charles Martinet dressed like Mario. Oh, you killed Brian. Look at what you did.
Brian.
This guy fidgety. Oh my God, what was that?
What the
Jesus.
fuck are you doing now? Brian.
Oh, help.
time anyone
help,
moves
idiot.
Vin's getting up to get the cake. Here we go.
That's it.
Rob is Shrek,
That's a
man.
good
You could
idea.
do the voice
I could.
perfectly.
Let me hear the
What
voice.
you did in my swamp?
That's what I'm saying. It would like be a whole, I think, reinvigoration to the cosplay aspect.
I have helmet hair.
All right, Chris, do you want to talk real quick about wrestling before Vin gets back, and then we can go into our final topic of the night?
So what's been going on in wrestling?
Well, I mean, you got. I don't know if you watched Dynamite this week, but Sting officially announced his retirement.
yeah.
He's going to retire in January at the January pay-per-view.
Oh wow, it's that soon. I thought it was like March or
You
something.
know, he was
next
at
year.
Comic-Con.
January.
Was he? Still?
This year?
Yep.
Oh, you didn't meet Stinger?
Yeah, from the
I
dungeon.
met
Just
him,
mentioned. Yeah.
a few years back. I
It
got a
is-
picture with him.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's still going. He's still been like fucking
60
doing
over
dives
60
and
years
shit.
old. This is crazy, dude.
Rikishi was there.
Yeah, Revolution.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's it's a bummer. It makes sense. He's definitely probably one of the oldest people wrestling right now.
Speaking of,
he
Ric
could still
Flair
go.
was at New York Comic Con too, but I didn't see him.
He probably commands a very high price. I would
Probably,
imagine.
Yeah, but I would have got him to sign that Superstars figure. You know how many of those fucking Superstars figures have signed now?
Yeah, but the problem if you wait on Ric Flair's line is that it's the oldest line.
No,
I'm sorry, oldest ride.
longest line.
I got too excited. I stepped on my own line there.
Help.
So yeah, that happened. You also had AEW and WWE went head to head.
NXT specifically.
NXT,
And
which
they blew
is
them
their
away in the
C brand,
ratings.
they blew them away. Now you were saying that you thought that they took the cheap way out by bringing
1,000%.
but they did. I disagree with that for a couple of reasons.
You stacked the deck.
They stacked the deck, which they're allowed to do.
What do you
They
mean?
were also they're renegotiating their media rights for
that's-
NXT right now.
That's bullshit because those people are never going to appear on NXT. That's a
I don't
special
think that's true.
one-time off appearance.
They've had a
gonna
pattern now for the past couple of months where they've had main roster guys going on to NXT here or there. Becky Lynch is the fucking NXT champion right now. Lighter is what Vin's sign languaging. I guess only the real stoners.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see John Cena on NXT. You're not going to see Cody Rhodes on NXT. The Undertaker made an appearance on NXT.
But they didn't wrestle. They made appearances.
Doesn't matter. They will never be on that show again.
That's not
and
true.
they popped the ratings with them, being advertised to be on the show. Cody Rhodes has a special announcement. Yeah, I wanted to watch that. I wanted to see it. Other than that, I don't really watch NXT.
Why is AEW allowed to stack its roster with these stars?
That's
and stuff
the difference.
Like that?
You're comparing the minor league of the WWE. The NXT is the startup brand. It's the grooming grounds. It's a
So
training
why
grounds.
not give them the rub?
They get the rub, but I'm saying it's false advertisement because if someone is expecting to see John Cena on NXT every week, that's not going to happen.
False advertisements, I think, too strong. No, everyone knows that they're not going to be on every week, so it's not false advertisement.
But watch how much the ratings drop off this week. They're
I
just
think
going
they're trying to get
you will
eyes on the
see-
program. So
you
this
will
way
see a
they'll-
drop-off.
they'll Say, oh,
Their
well, now I'm
hope
invested in
is
the
that, hey,
storyline.
maybe we'll
Yes.
get more people tuning in to see Cody and John Cena, and they'll actually like the product and watch it again next week.
which is a smart move.
It's a smart move.
They're
I'm just-
renegotiating their NXT
That wasn't
TV
your
rights
question,
right now.
though. Your question was, did I think it was
You thought it was cheap. I don't think
Cheap.
it's cheap. I think it's totally fair and within their arsenal for them to be allowed to put these guys on and not make the show all about them. They came out, they fucking announced something, and then one of them was like a manager or a special guest referee, but they weren't the stars of the show. They were just
the
there to bring
attraction.
more
They
eyes.
were there. They were the focal point of the show.
And I see nothing wrong with that.
I gotta go.
I see nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean they won, and it's a smart move. I don't know why you wouldn't do that if you have this all this talent that you're paying millions of
They
dollars.
looked out of place. They were in a crowd of 200 people. The Undertaker and an NXT crowd. It looked out of
He
place.
came out at the very end. He
Cody
fucking
Rhodes
did
John
the motorcycle
Cena, they
thing.
looked out of place.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
He came out at the end. He did his fucking American Badass thing. He did a fucking
I think it
choke slam, and that
takes
was that.
away from the attraction that Cody Rhodes is building himself as, and he's appearing in NXT shows.
He did something with Ilja Dragunov and Dom Mysterio. It wasn't anything.
Well, Dom Mysterio he's a main roster guy. He just has an NXT title, so they're trying to get like Becky Lynch is the NXT Women's Champion. So they're trying to just
Smart.
I mean,
Imagine you have all these fucking guys and
Well,
you
I
just
know.
say no, we won't put them on that show. And
my
we're
only
gonna hurt
thing
ourselves.
is if you're going to do it the full way and completely stack the roster so it can be a third brand and not just a training brand, and then put them in bigger arenas. Don't put them in the performance center with 200 people that are there every week.
I think it's smart that they're doing the smaller arena because I mean you look at AEW is I mean when you see the pictures of the crowd,
But they're still in big arenas. They're just not filling them
they're in
up.
huge arenas and they're not filled. That's you're better off.
But if you had attractions like they had on that last show, you probably could fill up a bigger arena. Because when they do the NXT pay-per-views that don't have these stars on them, they fill out the arenas. Now, why can't you do that every Tuesday, Wednesday for NXT? I think they could do it. They just need to strategically put the
Personally, I like that it's different and that it's still kind of like a developmental thing. I think because if we had a third show, it's too much
my
wrestling to
point.
watch.
It's a developmental training ground for the Raw and SmackDown. However, advertising these huge stars one time to be on the show, it's not. I don't know. I didn't like it.
We'll see what they continue to do. I mean, I think they're going to continue having people on there. I don't think they'll stack it as much as they did. I mean, they also had Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
They had a whole bunch of stuff like that.
I heard they're officially not having Punk back too. They On record.
Yeah, but you know what? They're always gonna say that.
I don't think. Who said that? Where did you read that?
There was I think Sean Ross Sapp.
No, he's coming back on Survivor Series. I promise you that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is they confirmed, a source said that they're not interested, but I don't buy that. I think that they're just trying to.
That's good that they do that though,
Work
because
the
they need to make
marks.
it a surprise.
Yeah.
Like the problem with wrestling the last 15 years, because of the internet, maybe
Everything.
20 years, nothing's a surprise. When Edge came back at the Rumble, was a surprise. When the Hardys came out at WrestleMania, huge surprise. So
Yeah. You want it on or you want it not on? Oh, all right. There we go. Bring it in. Yeah, I think beyond that, what else happened? Brian Pillman Jr.
he
Another
debuted. He debuted the past week.
Lexus King.
Yeah, so he's not using the name Pillman.
Yeah.
The vignette that they shot of him talking about his dad, I thought that was awesome.
Not bad.
That was really good.
It might end up being something. It might end up doing.
He's got a lot of talent. And he's young. I think he'll be a good starter. For the years to come. I like him.
Yeah. Not much else going on beyond that. I don't
Other than Vin holding a cake because it is Rob's
I don't know how
birthday.
to set it. I don't know how to
Segue into the cake.
segue to
Let's
the
segue
cake
into
right
happy birthday for Rob.
now. I just there we go.
There it is.
So we were gonna get a cream pie.
No, I'll give you one after the show, Chris. Don't worry.
Only Chris gets the cream pies.
Oh, fucking the clowns get the cream pies, dude.
Poor.
Un
Yes.
compleanno.
Yes, I did. She's pretty famous, actually. Yeah, all her videos are like that.
So that is from the dungeon is salivating over the cake. That is an Oreo cake?
It's an Oreo cake.
I'll actually eat that because you fucking anything Oreo is good.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Oh, thank you.
Mr. President.
It's my least favorite thing in the entire Sopranos.
So
If I do a rewatch,
the
wait, is
camera
that
off
wait?
that.
Is
Switch the
it Uncle?
camera
Then they're looking at me. I'm
Look at
fucking
you,
sitting here. I
with your
look
white
malnourished
t-shirt.
in my fucking
Malnourished.
pale skin.
Malnourished. This guy's a
It's a
malnourishment.
sin.
Fucking,
They give me a baby slice.
Charles Y asks, is that Uncle Giuseppe's?
Baby slice.
Chris,
Is that Uncle Giuseppe's?
I want a fucking Joe slice.
It's not Uncle Giuseppe's. Charles Y. But that would have.
That's a
I would have
fucking
guessed that
Joe
as
slice.
well.
Slab of the base.
Nah.
Slap it a base.
I'm just they
half
have
the fucking
spoiled
cake
food
again.
every now and then.
Yes.
There's a little piece, and then he gives me half the cake.
Mount
That's all right.
cake more over there. Look at that.
Give me a little piece, please.
Yeah, give
All
him the little piece. That
Let me get some of these comments here.
Go with him.
Take the.
It's his birthday. Take the Oreo.
Well, the microphone's in the way.
You got fucking arms.
Well, you guys, let me read through some of these
Yeah,
comments
read
here.
the comments and get the fucking camera off.
From
and
the dungeon
put
said,
your white t-shirt in
look
there.
how much Tony Khan was a crybaby, and he was name calling Triple H and Shawn Michaels, calling them bald, and he said John Cena and Undertaker couldn't pop 1 million ratings. So there's a couple of things.
Wait.
So Vin, I don't know if you know about this either, or Rob, if you guys know about this. I'm sure Joe does at this point.
I need a fork.
Use the fork.
Who's the fork?
Fucking.
Fuck yourself, all right?
The whole show's
got cake
derailed
over here
See,
now.
it's a sin.
No, it's your birthday.
Did you guys hear about Tony Khan's tweets?
No,
You guys
what
know
did-
about this?
What did he tweet about? Let me hear.
You don't know about this, Joe? I should
did he
fucking
tweet
pull it up
about?
on the internet.
I
here.
did hear about it,
chipped
but I don't
yourself
know
a
the
whole leg
detail
in
of
it.
it.
Let me, you know what? I'm gonna just pull up fucking Twitter here, maybe.
It's like devil dogs.
Never gonna fucking not
Oh,
call it
Devil
Twitter
Dogs
because
is
X
good.
is the stupidest
Never
fucking
freeze
brand I've
those?
ever heard of.
Gotta freeze devil dogs. That's why you eat a devil dog. What's the matter?
The best way.
Help.
Remember, we're still live from fucking.
Yeah.
We're live, pal.
We're live. Do it live.
The AI doesn't know what's
Let
going
me
on.
hear from the crowd. I want to hear from the comments.
So,
What's your favorite cream pie? I mean, actual birthday cake.
my favorite birthday cake?
We already went over a couple
Don't
episodes
fucking
ago that the
fucking talk. when
overwhelming majority prefers pie.
Yeah, but I want to hear the comments. I want to hear what they have to say. I want to see.
All right, well, hold on. I got Tony Khan's Twitter up on here, so I think I can get
Khan.
get this-
Tony Khan.
I can get this on here.
How?
Yeah, there we go. That our production quality is going up.
Wow.
So from the dungeon mention, Tony Khan has been tweeting some stupid shit ever since they lost in the ratings war. So he's been responding to like trolls on Twitter, like with no followers. He's responding to every troll, which I could understand the temptation because when people talk shit about us in the comments, I want to fucking ram my fucking cock into their fucking eyeball. But
That's a lot.
you know, you can't respond to all of them because if you respond to all of them, you just make yourself look like an idiot. So here's one thing that he tweeted. This week, 2 active decades-long ratings streaks from 2 great legends were ended. With all due respect, until this week's head-to-head, AEW on TBS versus WWE on USA. He's always very wordy.
Yeah.
Neither John Cena nor Undertaker have ever been on a TV show, a WWE show, with under 1 million viewers. So he's pretty much, even though they lost decisively in the ratings war, he's saying, well, John Cena and The Undertaker didn't get 1 million views because they appeared on this C show.
He's not wrong.
But it makes himself look bad because Edge was on a show with fucking 600,000 viewers, and that was their main show.
Edge is not John Cena or The Undertaker. Sorry.
Maybe not, but I mean, that's what we're seeing, obviously, because it couldn't pop the ratings enough, but... it's just a stupid thing. It's a stupid point. That's fucking painting a target around an arrow that's already been shot.
Well, he probably feels slighted because they went right at them.
Oh yeah, I mean they stacked it against him, but
Yeah. So he probably he probably is a little salty about that.
why not on
He's
his
probably like,
actual
fuck this. I'm
page?
just gonna tell these guys like how it is.
There we go.
Well, now too, I'm sure because they got it's a partnership. It's Vince McMahon. It's fucking
in Denver with
Yeah.
UFC.
TKO.
yeah. What's his name too? I'm sure they don't have any input, but I'm sure they want to get
Dana White.
yeah, Dana White. I'm sure they
I
want
don't
to.
think he has anything to do with WWE.
No, I just mean the attitude of that company is like
wanna grow.
combative.
They
Yeah,
wanna grow.
we want to. You need a villain to,
you go.
to grow. You need something to battle against.
So this is him responding to a random thing that somebody said, and it's pretty much
Read what they said.
So they said the difference is that Vince has the power and influence to take them cheap shots. He's earned the right to take them. Tony Khan is Vince if you ordered him from Temu, which I guess is like that like a shitty
Like Wish.
Okay. You can shop like a billionaire, but you'll get the cheapest tat doing so. And then Tony Khan said, yes, Vince has allegedly used his powers and influence to shoot a lot of shots. Pretty much referencing
Genetic jackhammer.
There was another tweet where somebody was pretty much saying, Shawn and Triple H were going to...
Fuck Shawn Michaels.
Right here. Triple H and Shawn Michaels looked to send Tony Khan a
Bald
message.
asshole.
And so he responded, I have a message for them. This is from Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's
Me, I'm a bald asshole.
But he's been saying a lot more than this, and he just keeps responding.
Joe took that personally.
He's bringing up about how his mother was sick and there was contract tampering and all this other shit.
I give a good cream pie though.
But a lot of people are criticizing him for just like making an ass out of himself, showing his ass on Twitter, as they say.
Yeah, everybody fucking opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. They all stink.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think people take internet comments too serious these days. I think they need to fucking relax.
I mean, we do.
I don't give a shit.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, but he's also
You
clearly
get very offended. You get very
Neckbeard?
Whoo. Don't say anything bad about the.
Well, I get offended when somebody says something that's just simply not true. You're gonna tell me that my beard is a neck beard? I mean,
Maybe
fucking
he thought
look at it. It's
maybe
already
to
got
him
a good
maybe
foundation over
maybe
here.
to him it's a neck beard.
Yeah, well, maybe
Holy
to him
shit.
I'll fucking slit his fucking throat with my dick, and we'll fucking call it a day.
What?
Yeah.
I think that's possible.
Maybe.
If your pee-pee is that sharp, maybe you should get checked.
Yeah, that's-
You belong in the movie
I
Seven.
don't think I've ever said. I've never heard anybody say they're going to slit his throat with his dick.
Don't tell me I got a neck beard. Look at it, it's fucking beard. Even now, the foundation.
Foundation.
Fucking cocksucker. Tell me
Foundation.
I got a neck beard.
He
I'd rather you
puts
tell
on
me the
makeup
fucking.
once, and now he's talking about foundations.
Fucking t-shirt's got to go though, bro.
Which one? This one he's wearing?
White t-shirt on.
We're all rocking
t-shirt.
graphic tees. Everybody,
white tee.
we're repping hard, And he's just like, this
I
is
got
my
a fucking
white
color
V-neck.
palette here to compare to my fair complexion. I got the
My
white
God.
T-shirt. The fucking.
Oh man.
I don't get offended. I don't really get offended like that.
I insult
get how it
nobody. I
goes.
insult
just
nobody.
enjoy
I
sometimes.
insult nobody.
It's not
the
okay,
thing is,
Spider.
if you're gonna send fucking plates out of the kitchen, you got to be prepared when some of those fucking plates come back cold. That's all I'm saying. You can't fucking dish it out, and then when the fucking plates come back to you, fucking be a bitch about it. You gotta fucking.
Most of these people probably couldn't dish it back if
No.
Oh no.
If you're spending time commenting,
they're hiding behind a computer and fucking.
Do you have time to go on shit and comment like that?
I don't have time for that.
I barely have time.
I don't read.
I used to do that in my early, 19, 20. You'd go on AOL and you go on the message board. But this is
Talk
bullshit.
shit.
Xbox is way better than GameCube. GameCube's purple. What?
Oh, that's good.
It has a handle. This one has an Ethernet port. Shut up.
You can carry it around.
Shut the
Why?
fuck up.
Why would I want to do that?
I used to enjoy that banter, but now I really
You
don't.
still enjoy that banter.
Not really.
You're full of shit.
Not really.
You love that shit. You live off
I'll
that
tweet
shit.
somebody. I'll tell some fucking
loves it.
some asshole he's a cocksucker, and I'll call it a day. It's not really.
I think my Twitter exists only to say hi to Sergeant Slaughter at this point.
All right. Just like and retweet all his stuff.
Sarge follows like 191,000 people.
Everybody follows him.
He's the most active Twitter user I've
He
ever
follows
yeah,
back
yeah.
every time, and everybody's like,
Is
he
that
retweets
him
everything.
or is that his handler?
it's his, it's probably his daughter. And
I
stuff
think it's
handling
him,
it, so.
actually.
What? Really? You think so?
Sarge? Yeah.
It is him.
I think so.
He's not.
I just feel like I've never seen him on his phone. So
No, because he's giving personal stories about pictures that people post him and
I
shit.
don't know.
His handler's not
or
gonna do all
maybe
that.
somebody's third partying it, But you know what I noticed? He always does the caps shit
Yes.
off. He has a style, and it's pretty consistent, which I respect, man. It's hard to be fucking consistent on any social media platform.
I want to get some of these comments here,
No.
because we have a couple of things here. So, from the dungeon said Long Island cake looks so delicious. Yeah, it's it's the water that gives everyone breast cancer that really makes our cakes good.
Yes.
Say that, bro. You sick
Fucking
fuck.
do you see our rates of
Yeah,
breast
it's
cancer on
not
Long
good
Island? It's
here.
like abnormally high.
Well,
They say
because
it's probably
it's
the
not-
water.
Oh, well, it's not even just like the drinking water. It's the fucking pollution, the water table.
Time to move.
It has all the
Get the fuck
landfill
outta
stuff,
here.
all the fucking asbestos that they dumped in the dumps in the 50s and 60s that all drained into the water table. And that's
I
the
hear it's
problem.
even going to get worse because we're going to have some kind of surge of water and there's like some kind of plants in like Jersey and near the city that are like
Jersey's
going
to do it to us?
and like
Then we have from the
and
dungeon.
then it's
to
going to
thank, 'cause
wash
he's in
into our
Jersey.
water and then we're just going to
Talking
moving.
about a fucking.
we're going to have
dump.
three-eyed
Anyway.
fish like fucking The Simpsons.
I'm moving. Man,
So
Sorry, guys.
Charles Y said, I was starting to watch WWE again when Cody signed, but they
Nice.
buried him under Roman.
Yep.
How is anyone interested in watching WWE with him as the champ?
Welcome to the fucking
Welcome to the Break Room
podcast.
podcast. This is what we've been
Charles,
talking about.
You're gonna fit right in. I
Oh
gotta
my
tell
God.
you, man.
No, they're
you're,
building
you're
it.
We're
really
tired of we're tired of the blood, the Roman. He doesn't
Roman.
need to be champion. They could do his story without him holding that belt hostage.
longest reigning champion.
Hasn't been on TV.
No appearances.
You should watch
I don't
the
even watch this
WrestleMania
shit.
watch along. Look at our reaction to it.
Watch our
The
yeah,
episode
watch us
just
die.
ends. We
You
just
can
all the
see
mood dies.
the moment Joe dies inside. His face is so descriptively dead because of how defeating that moment was.
I think
and they fucking buried him.
No,
How are
they
they gonna-
didn't bury him. They're building it. They're
I hope-
slow rolling
I
it.
hope so.
I
I'm
called
hope-
it. I
it's
called
too
it last
slow,
year.
though.
It's Rocky 1, Rocky 2. He
Yeah.
loses in Rocky 1. He wins in Rocky 2.
That's a good guy.
He's going to win the
He's
title.
winning.
This
He's going
year.
over. So when we watch, when we have the
They
WrestleMania,
really-
the third WrestleMania watch along, it'll be right
it will be
in February, March,
April.
April. We will have it. So we will see Cody go over the top.
He's going to.
Well, we
Over
will be
the top.
fucking live for that. We will do another live watch along for that because we've been invested for fucking 2 years now.
They didn't need to keep him as the champion the whole time. They don't. And then from the dungeon is saying here, Roman is the greatest heel of all time. He's got you guys wanting to strangle him.
greatest heel?
But it's not the right
not
time.
that he's a
it's
good
not
heel.
heat because he's a character. It's heat against the idea
Tired of
of
the product
this guy
sucking.
holding a belt hostage and then never being on the show. When every single victory has been a cheat, somebody interfered. It
Low blow.
makes the production look like it's fucking Bush League. You mean to tell me your champion just cheats every single
Roddy
match?
Piper was
Oh,
a
shit.
good fucking
Yeah,
villain.
We lost the
They're
camera.
they're drawing heat. What they're doing. They're trying to really get you.
one way of doing it.
They're trying to really get
He's
you
not
to
there.
hate these people, and they're really trying to build up.
But they're not. Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Hold on. Let me finish. They're trying to kind of bring it back to, I don't know, you remember the Rock and Triple H feud in the Attitude Era? When
Yeah, I remember
Austin-
them being on wrestling every week.
Yeah,
Never
Austin-
seeing them on TV every
But
week.
he never beat Triple H. When Austin was gone with his neck injury, it was Rock and Triple H and Mankind, whatever. The Rock lost at WrestleMania 16, and so did Mick Foley and Triple H. Triple H, as a heel, won the main event at WrestleMania, and it was the only time a heel won the main event at WrestleMania. There had been 15 previous WrestleManias before this, and this is the only one where they actually made a heel win, and they left the crowd unhappy.
Right.
The only thing is, The Rock, I think, body slammed Stephanie, and he gave Stephanie the people's elbow, and they popped for that. However, they built it up so much that the next pay-per-view Backlash, I think that's you can watch it. You can watch the video on YouTube, on Peacock, whatever. That's got to be the loudest crowd reaction I have ever heard, period.
Shit.
When The Rock finally beat him for the title, and Austin's music hits, he comes out, hits everybody with the chair, and then rock bottom.
That was a
and-
month later, not an
here's
entire year.
My
a
observation.
month later, yeah.
A month later.
When the fuck have we seen Cody and Roman interact? Like,
Oh, they just
outside
did it
of-
on last SmackDown.
Oh,
yeah, they
okay.
finally are
That's it.
starting to
Okay,
tease it
okay.
now.
Yeah.
and a lot of time has passed.
Because it's been a lot of. It was Cody Brock for the aftermath, right? It was like Brock was going to try to help
and they had
lift
3 matches.
Stop
Cody
burying Cody Rhodes, though. He went over Brock Lesnar.
I-
Brock Lesnar raised his hand. That's
I
huge.
say Barry,
sure.
but you know what
Whoever
I mean.
said
Well,
that.
no,
That's not
I disagree
burying
with Cody being buried, but I don't know, man. I just
gonna-
feel like you look at how many careers have fallen by the wayside because the bloodline is just
I don't
eating
think
up.
so. I don't think so. I think they've enhanced the talent.
I think they enhanced.
They made Sami
Solo.
Zayn a huge star.
Is he though anymore?
He's still a
He's
main.
got there was no payoff.
Well,
really.
that they elevated him. They elevated him to a main event caliber wrestler. They now have 2 guys like main event Jey Uso, who's a bona fide main eventer. He's over like Rover, and Jimmy Uso is a really fucking hated heel. So,
Doesn't make any sense. Why is Jimmy back in the fucking bloodline? It makes no fucking sense.
well, because they're going to have a match at WrestleMania. The Usos' dream. When
The
they
whole
were-
point of the Usos
Well, let me
coming
finish
out of the
what I'm saying.
bloodline, well, you've been going for a little while. The whole point of the
long
fucking
time.
Usos coming out of the bloodline was that he attacked Jimmy or whatever. Jimmy was the one that fucking got them out. He said, he kicked Roman, and then Jay did it. And then Jay fought against Roman because he attacked Jimmy, and now just Jimmy's back. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
The reason that they're doing that is because they want to have Uso versus Uso at WrestleMania. Their dream, since they were kids and started wrestling, is to wrestle each other. So that's why they kind of
main event.
And I think that'll be cool. It's just the
Jeff
way that
Hardy
they
versus
got
Matt Hardy when we had that. Do you remember that?
that wasn't very good though.
It wasn't
They
very
didn't
very good
nail
at all.
that when they did it. It was,
But Brett versus Owen is still the greatest brother versus brother feud of all time.
Yeah.
Even close.
and hey, I'm down for a brother versus brother feud, but it doesn't make sense how they're doing it to me. The way that they're getting there, I don't agree with. I think that there's
it's
things
like a
that they
slow
can do
roll
better.
in poker. They're going down
Very
the long
slow.
road. They're playing taking every street. They're taking every turn. They're really going through the paces with this one.
Some more comments here.
My
Free to
question
chime
was
in
going to
there.
be for Joe.
Yeah.
At the height of last year, when we were going into WrestleMania, Cody was on a upswing trajectory. Just kind of seemed imminent. Can they recapture that? Can they beat that with whatever they're going to do over the next 6 months?
It's weird because last year he was only at the Royal Rumble because he was out for almost a year.
Right, torn.
Because of torn pec. He's at the Rumble and he main evented WrestleMania and he lost. And then he went into feud with Brock and all those other things. So I think they have to do the right thing and kind of continue to elevate him. And I'll tell you, when I went to that show in Nassau Coliseum, man, sold out and crowd went nuts.
Cool.
All his shirts, all his posters gone.
Nice.
Is
Okay.
that Cody?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, right now
'Cause
also.
I'm all for it.
What's his name? Fucking LA Knight. It's really.
He's main eventing in Saudi Arabia against Roman Reigns in the next pay-per-view.
Is that confirmed now?
Confirmed today.
Oh. And then he's gonna lose. So
He's
then what
going
does
to
that
lose.
do for him? Yeah. Well, they build him up. They'll build him back. Can't keep doing that.
still put someone over and have them lose. You just have
Of
to
course.
you have to do it in the right way. Like look at
Well,
the
just have Roman cheat again. But then
It's
what?
going to happen.
You know.
If you look at the match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold, which is to me the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, and it's the greatest story told in a wrestling match of all time. Bret Hart went in as the babyface. Stone Cold Steve Austin went in as the heel.
They did a double turn, right?
And they did the double turn during that match. And even though Stone Cold Steve Austin lost and Bret Hart won, Stone Cold's star power got elevated.
But how
through
many
the
times
roof.
can they have Roman fucking just cheat to win again? You know, that if that's
until
what they,
you can't
if
take
that's
it
what they-
anymore.
It's already there.
Until you just
We're already there.
Choke on it.
It's been a few years. We're there. You know, like there's.
sucks, and then you die.
I've got an insatiable appetite, and I want more, more.
That's fucking.
Gotta
too
love Vince
good.
McMahon.
It's too good.
Some more comments here, though. Charles Y also just said there's some great roster right now, but nobody can move up with Roman as champ. And I agree. He's holding that fucking belt hostage, I think.
Well,
They could have had him drop the belt, have him do his own thing. He doesn't need the belt.
Hulkamania?
And then they could have had him pick it back up again. I don't care. Just fucking something. But anyway.
doesn't work for me. Bro.
From the Dungeon said, how can it be a wrestling war when the other company, which is WWE, never mentions your name? Sure, they don't mention AEW. AEW constantly brings up WWE.
Well, they don't have to. They're the biggest.
Right.
They're not even close in terms of popularity, in terms of reach, in terms of viewership, ratings, merchandise sales. It's like it's not even fucking. It's like Coca-Cola versus RC Cola, and RC Cola just has a couple of extra stars on their roster now. It's not even remotely close.
Yeah.
They're not at the phase where WCW was at, where Hulk Hogan originally switched gears and he became Hollywood Hogan. They're not at that point yet.
ShopRite versus Key Food.
I don't know that they'll ever get to that point because WCW for, was it 83 weeks?
Yes.
Dominated the ratings.
Right.
They dominated not only the TV ratings, they dominated the pay-per-view buy rates, merchandise sales, house show attendances. So WCW can lay claim that for a 2.5 to 3 year span, they were the number one wrestling company in the world. AEW is not even remotely close to achieving that, and I don't think that they ever will. It's not going to happen.
My question was going to be, do you think back when WCW popped, they had just tapped into that counterculture thing before WWF recognized it with the Attitude Era? Was that the whole thing?
Yes.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
popped
they were
them was the
pushing it.
NWO and was the shock of Hulk Hogan saying, screw the fans, I did it for the money, brother. Screw
Well,
the
wait.
kids, dude.
Ouch.
Can I?
Hollywood Hogan for life, brother.
What happened first? Lex Luger jumping
Godzilla.
over.
That didn't really win the ratings for them.
That was a big moment though when Lex Luger jumped ship.
That was the first Nitro.
That was the first Nitro.
The first Nitro, they had a shock, and they had Lex Luger, who was just on Raw the previous week, show up on Nitro.
Right.
And then Nitro became Shock TV. Who's going to show up next from the WWF?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the underlining tone that the show had the first couple of years. And then when you finally had Scott Hall come over, and you had Diesel as Kevin Nash come over, and then they formed the NWO.
You know who we are, but you don't know why we're here.
It's bad.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
What is funny about that is that actually WWF at the time sued WCW because they're like, he's still portraying the Razor Ramon character. Yeah. The whole accent, the Tony Montana or whatever voice was Razor Ramon. He's doing the same thing on WCW, and they were saying that was infringement. So he had to actually dial it back a little bit. He always did it. He still did it a bit, but he dropped the accent a bit after that. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely no comparison, and it's tough to say if it ever will get to that point.
It will never.
They would have to
They
steal.
can't allow.
Unless the WWE does something really stupid where they piss off all the fucking young, fans and say something really controversial, which they'll never do. They're not stupid.
They're very good at not doing that.
They don't go the political route. They don't go the route of controversy. They just stay away from that.
Yeah.
They have.
There
and
are
they've,
some-
they've learned from touching the stove with
Yes,
Muhammad
yes,
Hassan.
yes. But that was even before this whole cancer culture took shape. Because one thing now, they fucking cut you out like you're done. That's it.
Well, we have to just bring up then what happened in AEW with MJF, who is Jewish from Long Island. He's
It's fucking
outspoken
awesome.
about that.
He's fucking awesome.
I'm not as sold on MJF. Here's why. Because I live on Long Island, and guys like him are like a dime a dozen around here. So that's why I'm not as impressed by him. But if you're not from Long Island, I could see why you would think he's the greatest heel of all time. I see him as a typical Long Islander, and that's why I don't see him as special. But he's obviously very talented.
Fuck.
What's that?
I said we're just heels. Fuck.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, he's a good heel. He's definitely
We
he's
ain't
a
no
good
baby
heel.
faces.
He's doing a great job. He can't do anything better.
It's like I know who you're talking about without even knowing because I don't watch any of that.
He's got some
but
name
I've seen
power to him.
so much of his like social media shit. All coming around.
It's
I'm just
fucking
like,
funny.
This
dude.
guy's a dick.
He's
You know?
consistent.
funny.
He
So-
stays
He's
in
very
his
funny.
character.
Makes it believable.
He's definitely believable. But
I think they should fucking kind
That's
of throw.
old school.
I think they should
I
have.
think he was at Comic-Con.
he was
Really?
He was. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit. I think there's definitely a reason to get more edgy. I think some people have,
have
found the
I don't
limits.
know that that's going to happen now with the Denver merger and
Everything.
It will.
Everything snaps.
First
back.
of all, we're talking. They're merging with UFC,
But
which
we've been
is an
saying
edgy
that
company.
for years. We've been saying like
Triple H.
I know.
I've referenced this several times. Triple H has a good interview from years ago. You can look it up, where he talks about how, like, during the Attitude Era, or like almost the post Attitude Era, things got so extreme. Like, they got so violent and bloody, and it's like fucking, flaming table match, and
You
like
can't expect everybody to be Mick Foley and go through a fucking ring. And
exactly. And how much worse can it get? Like, the problem is when you keep pushing.
yeah,
People want more. And it's like, okay, so what are we just gonna fucking have a snuff film now?
dies, yeah.
Somebody dies, like somebody
Which
gets
has
fucking.
happened.
I mean that did happen.
And with the sex stuff too, I mean, like it got so,
raunchy.
they literally had
I
live
was-
sex. Like, it's like,
I was even kind of thinking more to, like you said, the political side of things, and there's definitely a lot of caricatures out there that you could mimic and bring into the ring that crowds are going to react to, whether negative or positive.
they
have
stay away
some
from
of
that, though.
those. They have
No,
like,
I know. I'm wondering if
Matt
they'd ever-
Cardona's wife. She's kind of like the Karen who
She's a
complains.
Karen, yeah.
Where's your? She has a T-shirt that says, "Let me speak to your manager." It's
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
funny.
So there you go.
Yeah, she's doing well.
What if
with
she
that.
is the manager, though?
Huh?
Too much power.
I got it.
Yeah, I
They
you know, I
so
don't know.
he said it got so edgy
Oh, yeah, I know.
that they really couldn't. The next thing is just going off the edge, So they had to pull it back, and that had people didn't like that. They didn't want that either. But then you get people used to things being over here
You get
again.
Perk Angle, and then it's off the rails completely.
I don't like Perk Angle name. He never wrestled on Perks, but he was on a lot.
He
of
was
Perks.
like, bro, I don't care.
like he
if-
was taking
if you
200
take
or
20
something like-
fucking pills the night
200.
before, and then you go wrestle the next day. You're still fucked
Yeah.
up, bro. Your
Kurt
mind
Angle
ain't good.
is the best.
Doing stage
number
the
one.
front flips off the stage.
But that's
Angle is the
irrelevant
best,
anyway.
that's
The Attitude Era got so crazy that they had to pull it back, and people are going to get used to it now like this, and it's going to be a little bland and boring. But then when they do go back, and if they have to, if things get bad and business gets, slow and times get tough, he said, that's something that we can fall back on and we can go back to. And when we do it, it's going to be special again, and it's actually going to mean something. Because if you see a car crash every week, it stops being like, wow. But if you haven't seen a car crash in a while, and now you see it, it suddenly means something. So I think
I
that
can
they're
see it one
smart
day.
with that. I think that if they need to get edgier, if the time
They
is
just
right,
lost him.
they'll do it. I think and I think that you are right. We can talk about cancel culture. I don't think it's as serious as people think, but there's always going to be the swing of the pendulum. If it's getting too much cancel culture, people are going to get fed up, and then we're going to go back to what the '90s were, which was really bad too in its own way. I mean, you look at '90s TV; it's like, how the fuck did that shit fly? Jerry Springer,
Baywatch.
South Park, Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, Maury.
Woodstock 99.
Chasing people with
Yeah.
phobias.
It was a
man.
very fuck you time, and it's very possible that in another couple of generations we might go back to something like that.
It's like the 50s, and then it's the pendulum. You know?
Just a bunch of flappers. Some more comments here. We got a lot of comments here, so I want to try to catch up.
Yeah, soon I want to get into the meat of the discussion tonight.
Oh, yes. So let me just get back here a little bit. From the Dungeon said that Roman's title reign is better than MJF's. He said also Roman can't do much because he has the leukemia coming. I mean, Roman had leukemia. I do wonder if that's why he's actually not on TV as much, as if he's still actually fighting that. Maybe he's got it right now.
Possibly.
It's very possible.
Now you
instead
feel
of-
bad now that you're just running him down if he's sick?
No, I think that would be the most epic fucking story, and then he would be the greatest good guy of all time. Maybe.
He already
but-
tried that.
Well, he left TV when he had it the first
But
time.
then he came back and he told everybody to fuck off.
Yeah.
Said you guys weren't
Which is
there
probably
for
the
me."
best thing he could have done, honestly. But that is very possible. Jimmy Uso is a fucking snake. Charles said the Bloodline story's been going around way too long. Scrap the Bloodline, push a bunch of other stars for a while, make the show interesting. I couldn't agree more. The Monday Night Wars made it interesting because both shows tried new things to go back and forth. AEW has better matches, and WWE is bleeding out the Roman Reigns stage champ. So we're definitely pissed off about that. From the Dungeon said, watching AEW is like eating burnt toast with wet butter. That's the way of putting it. Eating cold soup. And I want to like AEW, but it's hard for me to enjoy it. It's hard.
Supposed to be good.
Love that Edge has a place, and I hope they do some cool shit with that. Christian's been doing cool shit. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're catching up. Oh, and also maybe they're going to lift the suspension of Jack Perry sooner or later.
Barry the Platypus, what are you doing here?
I just want to bring up something that we called like a few months ago. We asked for it, and I think it's going to happen. We're going to get a Gargoyles live action. I just want you all to know that.
The Gargoyles.
I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't see how it could be good, but we're going to get it.
Remember that Gargoyles
Like it or
watch?
not.
The Gargoyles watch.
They had the three different ones.
The
right?
Gargoyles watch was like the coolest fucking toy when you were a kid. When that came out, man.
I didn't have the watch. I think I had like a Goliath figure. I think that's all I had. I didn't have like the whole line and stuff. But I did watch the show.
Well, we've exhausted everything we talk about with wrestling. Actually, there was a good comment here. Somebody mentioned that apparently there's a new wrestling video game coming that's supposed to be like almost like an homage to No Mercy.
I thought they already did that.
Well, AEW came out with their game, which was kind of a flop. Joe, you liked it, the game?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And that game took forever to come out. I did
Apparently,
want to find
WrestleQuest is out now too. The
has all
main
the
character
classic
is
guys.
supposed to be Macho Man Randy Savage, but it's also it's a JRPG. So I found out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Might be cool.
There's
It
a
might
really
be.
cool mod for No Mercy, and I'm dying to play it because they basically have two mods out. They have one that shows they did all the characters, all the arenas, all the music, all the commentating from the 80s golden era, so Hogan, Warrior, Macho Man, Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And then they did one for the Attitude Era, and they put No Mercy spin on it just with updated graphics. The sprites are like higher, polygon count, higher resolution. It's a mod. You can download it. It's look it up. I think it's called Legends or WWF Legends or something.
I heard of that, yeah.
I'll send you a video. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What is it on? What is this?
It's a PC.
It's like
It's a PC
an
mod
emulator.
that they modded. They basically, modded the
Cool.
Nintendo 64 game and made it like how they want it.
So he said it's called Ultra Pro Wrestling. It's a No Mercy sequel, same engine. So I guess we'll see.
But
that
AEW is the same.
it is
same
literally
engine.
the same
Yeah,
producer,
yes.
developer, or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to have to let this is a good example of the AI thing where they're going to have to like license out their likenesses for AI because they're going to have to bring back Macho Man somehow.
Yeah.
Who's not going to want that? Come on. And to be honest, is Macho Man's family like, going to give a shit? No, I don't think so.
I don't know if he has
doesn't
much
have any
family
family.
left. Yeah.
His
wow.
brother and
Kenny
his mom both passed. Now.
Yeah,
Oh,
he just has
that's
his widow.
No kids.
Is he
though.
married to her?
Never had kids. Yeah, he did marry.
Actually, so Charles, who mentioned the Ultra Pro Wrestling, he said he got AEW because it said it used AKI, but he said it's not the same. So maybe this game will be closer. I mean, No Mercy still can't be touched. It's still the best wrestling game of all time, in my opinion.
We had fun with that. I gotta boot that up another time.
Oh yeah, we should do that. We should do that. We should play some more.
I got all that stuff
N64.
to plug it into the capture card, so we can play that live.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that next week. Vin's out.
It would probably be better too with the setup now.
Yeah.
Headset.
So, and also, I guess before we move on from wrestling, Blackheart mentioned something good. He said, I wonder who's going to take Gunther's belt. Gunther's been doing a great job, right?
Probably LA Knight.
That's probably what they will do. They'll push him to the fucking upper mid card instead of giving him a belt because they're just going to keep the belt on Roman forever. Okay, well, perfect. From the dungeon, set us up with our segue to the next and
The meat and
final
potatoes.
topic. The meat and potatoes that we're going to talk about today. We're already almost 2 hours into our show. So.
Spider-Man.
He said, Rob, please tell me you're going to talk about Spider-Man 2.
Fuck yeah.
That's what we set out to talk about today.
So, big news dropped on my birthday this year.
Yep.
Which is really wild. And I will, honorably mention Mario Wonder, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Also dropped today.
I have
$80
more questions
Not
about
gonna
Mario.
be-
$80 on the fucking Nintendo Switch store.
Really?
Yeah.
I want the physical copy.
I always
Get
get
it,
the
get it.
physical.
That's I might
copies.
get
It's
it.
your fault.
Nintendo, I
might
always
get
get
it
physical copies.
I might get a
I
physical
always get
just
physical Nintendo.
because $60. I don't understand.
Well, there's also
Maybe I was looking at like the deluxe, but I read it up and down. There's nothing that said deluxe, and it said $79.99 on the fucking
Jesus.
store. I was like, What?
Nintendo.
But Spidey, I'm very, very excited. I played the shit out of the first 2 games. Platinum both of them. Miles Morales, of course, was a much shorter game than the first Spider-Man. I'm guessing that this is going to be another full installation because we've got both Miles and Peter in this game, and they're interchangeable. They have their own flair with their combat systems because they have different abilities. Miles has like that electricity kind of thing.
He is the chameleon.
Does he have everything that Peter Parker has plus electricity?
No.
Or
No.
is there
in a
stuff that
sense.
only
Well,
Peter Parker
The thing
has?
is, Peter
Most
Parker
instances.
has the mechanical spider legs that compensate for his lack of electric abilities.
Oh,
he
okay,
has,
from
like,
the
his
first
own-
game.
Yeah.
I remember those.
But it's, I'm not very far into the game.
She came out hours ago.
Wait, I have a question.
I played the intro, the first person you basically face, which is immediately off the gate, is Sandman.
Yeah, it's all over everywhere.
How do you switch between the 2 characters? Is it like GTA?
Through
where
the
you-
story, it naturally. I mean, I haven't gotten to a
Oh,
point
okay.
where you manually switch between them yet, if that exists.
It does.
But I would imagine it would have to.
I would say in the first couple hours of the game, you're definitely kind of in a very linear situation. It's the most direct sequel in a game that I've probably ever played, next to maybe God of War, where it's direct. It's within a month of whatever just happened, almost it feels like. So, jumping right in, they really they got away from, let's say, that intro feeling to more just throwing you right in. Bang, we're in the sequel, action,
Okay.
the big battle with Sandman, walking you through the tutorial of all the new gadgets and abilities, because yes, you could do everything you could do in the old game plus more. So Rob, have a question for you.
Yep.
Are you impressed by the game visually, and what's your immediate reaction when you're playing?
During the gameplay, I'm very impressed. The cutscenes are a little lacking.
Yep.
I feel like it's not a true next-gen experience. I feel like we're still missing that. Like, it feels like a glorified PS4 game in some of those
Wow, I
cutscenes.
didn't expect him to say that.
I feel like,
did.
the characters don't look facially as good as they could. I
Right.
feel like Red Dead Redemption had more facial technology in their game, and that came out how long ago now?
Cyberpunk's awesome.
Same.
But that doesn't take away from the storytelling. They really they get you in the feels with Aunt May and going back to the apartment and flashbacks with her and that kind of thing. Or talking about Miles' dad, because if you played the previous games or even read Miles' story, that his dad ends up passing away.
They did that well. They showed that cool.
They did
'Cause
that
I didn't know his story.
fantastically. And
That good.
smartly, they also have a recap that you can watch at the beginning of the game in case you didn't play the other 2 installations and you just want to hop into this one.
Right.
They do have that available to you.
I did watch that. Just
I watched it too.
Yeah.
It always helps to get a.
And there was a quick Easter egg too with the Miles.
Now that I'm
scene.
35, my memory ain't what it was.
Surely. I gotta agree. I agree in terms of the fidelity and all right. So let me just kind of say it's very fucking good looking. It looks good, especially in the gameplay aspect. When you're moving, everything is just butter smooth. It almost looks to the degree of, let's say, a cartoon or an anime. It's just so well polished. Everything looks so consistent. But I felt like, okay, they built this on top of what existed. They did not scrap everything and start from scratch. And
It's not a new engine, you're saying.
definitely not. They tuned it, and they made sure they took advantage of the fast travel. Everybody's read it's like 1 second fast travel. Haven't experienced it yet, so I don't get that. I don't feel that part. Where I feel that it's a next-gen game is it is an immersive game because it's so consistent and fluid and it draws you in. It's definitely next-gen feeling in that sense, but then there'll be a cutscene and you're kind of like, something's off, whether it's their eye movement
I feel
and their
like,
skin
I feel
texture.
like there's not enough detail in their faces. Like, Peter almost looks like cookie cutter. Like, he doesn't look like
Right.
a real person.
Right.
For a game that feels so real in every other aspect of it,
Yep.
it kind of takes you out of the story when you're watching a cutscene, and it doesn't match that level of wow.
Didn't
Yeah.
they change? Because didn't they change the guy who like plays?
They did. So in
Spider-Man
the original
between
Spider-Man,
one-
it was a different person. Then they came out with a patch that replaced that original person, and they used the second person for the Miles Morales game. But there
Right.
was a different person originally playing him. I think that they went with the person that's either they used the mocap of the person that voices him, or made it more like look more like somebody that like that looks like the person that's voicing him. Like there was the facial mocap, I think, was like a different person or something initially.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they changed the voice; they only changed the face. And I honestly, the first face grew on me. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I felt like it was more of a human, like realistic person. I
You
feel
could
like
just
the-
pick 'em
the
out
one
in a
that
crowd.
They swapped out now. It's like it doesn't feel the same.
It's generic. Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't stand out in the crowd. You know,
I
He
will
looked
say
goofy
that
in the first
Miles
one.
is fantastic.
I feel like he looked goofy as fuck.
you thought so?
The first face? Yeah.
first
the first
one,
face kind of had this, like, his eyes were like, I don't know. It definitely looks a little goofy, in my opinion.
I think Aunt May looks goofy.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, something. I don't like Aunt May's face.
We can all agree that they nailed Norman Osborn.
They did.
They did a great.
They
Norman
nailed Norman. Harry looks interesting.
Now, it's funny because we played so much of one, and we're just really transitioning into this next part, and we haven't seen really what this game is about, which is the symbiote, Venom, the whole nine.
Correct.
I'm not yet like, whoa, but I have to say I played for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and the thing that I would say is impressive is just the combat system, how it looks when you're fighting, how the city looks, the scale of the city, everything's like, oh shit.
And now
like,
you
cool.
can go to Brooklyn and Queens.
Yeah, and I love the flight suit. The being able to fly is fucking great.
Oh,
That's just
yeah,
like-
dude. Like catching those tunnels and shit and just flying
Yeah.
through the city. I actually discovered that before the game, like, naturally taught me that.
Oh, really?
And I'm
shit.
like, oh, this is, like, fun. Like, you really, like, fucking zip somewhere fast with this shit. Because the swinging is fun, but, like, sometimes, shit's really far, so they had to implement something that's faster than swinging
Absolutely, yeah.
into the game.
The size of it requires the
And they make you earn the
snapshotting.
districts now. Like, you can't just fast travel to somewhere you've been.
Nope.
Like, you have to do a certain amount of missions in that area in order to unlock
I
that.
thought they did that
fast
already
travel.
in the last one.
Did they do that? I don't remember that. Like,
Remember, there was like several things you had to take a district before it like unlocked or something.
but you could always fast travel to it even if you weren't, like, done with the district, I'm pretty sure.
maybe.
But it's, I mean, fidelity-wise, is swinging. Because I remember, like, when the first Spider-Man game came out, like, they were talking about, like, the technology that they built into, like, the fucking, down to the reflections in the windows of the building were,
Looks
like,
really good.
really something else. And it's, like, it definitely builds upon that. It's definitely it's going to be one of my favorite games of the year. I know. I just haven't gotten far enough into it. I mean, I stayed up till midnight, waited for the game to launch. I played the beginning part, basically the Sandman part, and then they show the the intro logo, whatever. And I called it quits. I'm like, this is a good place to stop because I'm exhausted. And I want to, like, pay attention to the story. I want to know what's going on because I care. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I always like the webhead.
That was the other thing about when I was playing it. I was very conscious of the fact that I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
Oh, bro, when you're swinging, it's like driving when you're tired. It's like,
I was.
what?
Yeah, I fucking did it. I did that exact thing. I did see a couple of videos about turning off some of the, like, swing assist because you can. It's so good. Oh well, yeah. Because you can turn off the swing assist where he will not automatically let go. He can hang onto it and pull like a U-turn in the air, and then if you hold on to it for too long, he'll slap back to the ground, kind of like
that's
in.
funny.
Yeah. So I think there are ways to also, I would say, like, enhance that feeling, like Spider-Man feeling, because there is a little bit of that autopilot that I fucking hate, and I think it's why Chris said, like, he's not buying the game, and I was playing it in the back of my mind thinking, I know why Chris isn't going to play this game, because this game is on rails. It's a story-driven, narrative-driven game. You can't find the edges. You can't You can't use Spider-Man. I was thinking of this. I was
can't
like,
break the game
What
with
would Chris
Spider-Man.
do if he could be Spider-Man, but it was Grand Theft Auto? He can't, like, rope up some citizens and fucking put them up in a thing and let them get hit by a fire truck or whatever scenario. I was thinking of all sorts of shit.
That's
where Chris wants to
it's
find.
not even that. I
fringe.
do appreciate that thought, but it's not because of that. It's not because of that. But go on.
So I can understand where it might not appeal to some people, but in terms of storytelling and playing a video game where it matches what any kind of movie, TV, or, any kind of that medium would match. It's no longer
it's a specific niche.
We're no longer in an era where there's you couldn't quite. No, video games can tell better stories than movies because you can spend 20, 30 hours building out the story, drawing the people in, drawing the audience in, and really, I think once the game breaks open, really enjoying
it's next level storytelling because you're in the story.
Yeah.
You're the one that did these things. It's not like I'm going to sit here and watch Spider-Man beat the bad guy. I had to work to beat the bad guy. I'm fully immersed in this story. I'm sucked in. I'm engaged. I can't be distracted because I am the story.
I hate to sound so spoiled about fidelity and all of this shit because I will tell you, this is the thing we dreamed of when we played Spider-Man. You used to have to use your imagination. In the first series of Spider-Man games, it was like, you needed to apply a little bit of like, oh, imagine what this will look like. And, now we're there. Now we're actually there. And we're still like, oh, but it doesn't look, like my mouth is on the floor.
Spider-Man games since the fucking Game Boy.
Right. I remember the side scroller,
and then you
swinging.
could crawl up the fucking wall and shit.
Dude,
I had Spider-Man, X-Men, Arcade's Revenge. I've been playing Spider-Man. I have a fucking Spider-Man game on the Atari, for Christ's sakes.
Yep.
I Spider-Man and video games have always been synonymous with me. I've always enjoyed them thoroughly. And this one is a true successor to the previous installations, and I haven't even gotten that far, and I can tell it's a high-quality game. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do, a lot of shit to unlock, a lot of it's setting up for a really interesting story. I haven't gotten far into it yet. I've only just scratched the surface of the story, we can't
wait to end the show and just go play. To be honest, I think that's on the tip. Of
I know you were talking to Phil earlier today about like what's the best frames per second to set it to and stuff like that. So walk me through that. Like, what do you think is the best mode to play it on?
So I haven't been able to see it myself, but I wanted to read into it a little more because this is the game is capable of 120 FPS.
Really?
Yeah. Or 120 hertz. I'm sorry. I think it's 120 hertz. So the game
I
is
never really understood, and maybe Phil, we got to get Phil on the show just to talk about what the difference was between
hertz and
hertz
refresh rate and frames per second.
Yeah,
my understanding
video
is refresh rate is what the TV is flickering at. What
VRR?
every image that comes on the screen is technically still. So yeah,
that's the measurement of that is the hertz.
Is that flicker? Yep, exactly. So the higher the flicker, the less transition or blur you'll see in a moving object.
The frame rate is like the shutter of the camera.
FPS is driven by the game, is driven by the GPU, and it's how much graphical output the system or the graphic can do. Like how fast can it write the polygons? Because a video game is not pre-rendered, it's rendering live. So as Spider-Man swings, it needs to write the polygons in advance. So it can only do it so fast when it's trying to output at 4K with ray tracing. So anyway, to answer your question, from what I'm seeing, the 120 is with the smooth VRR variable refresh rate makes it look a smidgen even more next gen.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
switch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that out. I'm sure
you got to switch the venereal
VRR.
What is it?
There's just a clear option for 120 in the settings, in the fidelity settings. I haven't looked into what you lose. Now they said all.
To that point, any game like Grand Theft Auto or Elder Scrolls has it. Any game that I've seen so far that gives you the option if you want a higher FPS but maybe lower quality, it's always worth it.
Yeah.
It's always worth it to do that performance RT, because you don't really notice the subtle lack of detail,
reflection,
but you do really notice the just the speed of
the swinging of the
movement,
camera,
the swinging of the
smooth-
camera. Yeah.
Right. I agree. That's always been what actually did. This is what this generation, unfortunately, this next gen, really did. It just made 60 frames per second the standard, and now we're so used to seeing that across our video games. It was a hard metric to hit because
That's why we bought these LG C1, C10, C2s.
and you cannot underestimate the difference between 1080p and 4K and what that performance required to push 4K 60 frame per second really is. So as underwhelmed as we may be, I think there's a general feeling of underwhelmingness.
You
with
can only
this
appreciate
PS5 and I don't think we've seen a game that really made you go like, whoa. I don't know. I don't
showed off that Matrix thing, and then we never saw anything.
We just haven't seen anything built on that
Unreal
engine.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's there. I've seen a
very
ton of
specific-
shit.
It's so unreal it
It's-
doesn't exist.
It'll be here before we notice. I want to ask though, but when you go from 1080 to 4K, that's only really
I believe it's
appreciated if you have a bigger screen, right? Because if you have a smaller screen, you won't really see a difference between 1080 and 4K. Is that correct?
That's absolutely. The resolution matters as you stretch it more. So
If you're playing on a monitor, it really won't make too much of a difference.
I
right?
would. You would because also the monitor is not only doing 4K, it's doing HDR. High dynamic range allows for depth of shadow to brightness of light.
Right.
So something that would have the same color across a space now can have depth because of the light source hitting the material and the way it diffuses. There's all of those mechanics built into these games now that it just wasn't possible before. So that's what we're getting. We're still in the early phases of it. So
You talk about HDR and a lot of these next-gen games being underwhelming. This is going to sound a little off-topic, but out of all the games I've played since the new consoles have released in 2020, the game that actually did wow me was Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Really? Oh, okay. I haven't
The
played.
water in that game looked next-gen. The lighting, like you said,
That was a good game.
it was a very good game.
Bought it.
The sun,
Never played it.
Oh, it's so
Never
good.
played it. I played it
So
for
good.
30 minutes, and I remember I was very
Was my
tired,
game of
and
the
I just
year.
never
Did you get
picked it up.
Mjolnir in that game?
I got everything. I got full armor. I mastered that game.
I miss playing the Assassin's Creed games.
The
It's
new
just
one
I,
That
is
was a
supposed to
fun
be good.
thing
New one's
in
supposed to be great.
Valhalla.
I just
You
like
gotta-
the scenery and the setting of this one. There's nothing like being a Viking.
And those assets that you're talking about shine in that environment. That's
It's
where
just- I would stop and look at the sunlight beam down on the grass and how it would reflect. I was like, wow, this looks amazing. Still to this day, no other game catches me like that.
Far Cry. Well, I mean, even the last Far Cry that I
didn't play
played,
Far
sometimes
They're good.
they nail graphics better than anybody. Sometimes in Far Cry, if you're in a jungle or a forest
That
or
was another
prairie.
platinum. That was a good one.
a good one.
Giancarlo.
Well, that wasn't even the last one I played. I skipped that one. The one before that, I remember really.
I was
beautiful.
disappointed in that one because the replayability wasn't there. Joe and I beat the shit out of that game, platinumed it, and deleted it. Never
Yeah.
played it again.
I mean,
never
once you
looked at it
platinum,
again.
Which is what's going to happen with Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's probably
why I'm not
DLC.
getting
likely.
No, there'll
Okay,
be DLC.
let's segue
New
into
Game
that.
Plus.
He's already set the stage.
No,
for
he
that.
set the stage before he mentioned it.
I want to
already.
hear it. I want to hear. You've been bottling this up, and it's boiling inside you. I want to hear.
Not really.
I want to hear your rationale as to why you're not going to buy the Spider-Man game.
He made
Why-
the pronouncement.
Why am I not going to buy this Spider-Man? Because I bought the last two Spider-Man games, and I never fucking beat them.
Let me ask you this,
They
though. If it
fizzled
comes
out. They
on
were pretty
sale,
good.
Would you get it?
What's that?
If it came on sale for a decent
I
price.
disagree.
That's
Not
the thing. Maybe at some point. Well,
4
it's,
years from
it's
now?
a guarantee that at some point, probably pretty sooner than we think. That
No way.
game's
The
gonna-
2018 Spider-Man, they took it off their PlayStation Pass. It's $65 still. Fuck these people.
at some point
Yeah, I hate
that
that.
shit's gonna go down in price, and
It's a
I can always.
fucking-year game. It didn't
You
go
could
down in price yet.
well,
It's
I
gone
could've
on sale.
sworn
I
they-
feel like I've
They
seen.
need to bring back the
nah.
hits. They
Wasn't
need
one
to-
of the
remember
Spider-Mans on, and then they took it off?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
took them
right
both
before.
off. Both
Yeah, yeah.
Miles and Spider-Man.
But if
were-
you claimed it, then you still have it.
no, it's not. It's not one of those things. It's
No?
it was no.
Whatever. I got them anyway. They fucking gave it to me with my PlayStation. It was a fucking Spider-Man bundle with my PlayStation, so I had no choice. But I just kind of stopped. Let me go back a bit. The first Spider-Man game that I played was the one
PlayStation 1.
it's Spider-Man the movie is what it's called. PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
It was a really good fucking Spider-Man, and
You
the
beat those guys up? How embarrassing!
the NPCs were great. The voice lines. Tobey Maguire does the voicing. The flying was very simple. It wasn't a nuanced one, but it was still very fun. And you could play as the Green Goblin after. You got his glider, and you could play as the Goblin, which was really fucking cool.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Remember that.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
And they had good villains. They had Scorpion. It was a great game. Then the next one came out, and that was like the first one that introduced the new slinging system where you actually like
That was awesome.
sling him with both, and you go to this and you go to that, and you got to keep yourself up.
You can't do this to me.
And you could not fall.
You know how much I sacrificed?
He's like Vince
You
McMahon.
can't do this to me. I built this company. And he's
You can't fall into the
so
fog
good.
in the first game. You couldn't go to street level. That
yeah,
was, I
you
believe,
couldn't
the
go
first-
down onto street level in in that
was the
one.
first
But then the
limitation.
next one you could.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, like even the last two, you know, I love games where you can go to New York City. I love New York City. I'm a New Yorker. I love games that you can go to New York City and it actually looks and feels like you're in New York City.
Cousin.
How are you, Nico? Let's go bowling. Yeah, I love New York City type games, and it's very accurate too. Like I remember I went to somewhere like the Upper West Side or wherever that railroad is that they converted into a walkway that people love. But I went there in real life, and then I went there in Spider-Man like the next day. It's pretty fucking close.
It's just like when I went to Los Angeles and I was like, I'm in GTA 5 right now.
yeah. Like, they do a good job. I'm not trying to knock the Spider-Man games. I just know I'm going to fucking spend $70 fucking on this game, and then in a month from now, nobody's going to be playing it anymore. And
New
you're
York
lying
City
to
is
me if
pretty
you're
good,
telling me
though.
you're still going to be playing this shit.
Wait a minute.
Maybe in another month,
I
yes.
don't-
wait a minute,
But in
wait a
another
minute.
3 months,
It's
you
not
guys will not be playing this game.
But what's the... you don't
Who
want to play
cares?
it because nobody's playing it, or you don't want to play it because you're going to play it and then be done with it and never play it again?
The older I get, I gotta watch how I spend my money and how I spend my time.
Okay, I can
And
understand that.
I cannot fucking drop. You motherfuckers made me
There it
feel.
is.
Fuck you. Here you go.
There
You
it goes.
motherfuckers made me feel so bad.
Oh, I bought.
You gave me such horrible FOMO.
I did not.
No, you did.
Oh, for what?
About fucking
Elden
Star
Ring.
Wars fucking Jedi Fallen fucking Survivor, whatever the fuck it was.
didn't
The
even
last
finish
one
that.
that came out, and that game was good for 1 fucking month, and it's fucking been wiped off of the existence of fucking planet.
I agree.
Fuck that. I'm done buying these fucking games for $70 or $80 that I play for
right.
1 or 2 months, and then that's it. I need to get more. I like a game like GTA that I get 10 years out of or something like
I
that.
agree with him, man. I
I'm
actually
sorry,
agree with
you know, I want to, and then it comes down to a matter of, am I going to spend my time playing
Right,
something
here's the-
that I'm going to give up on soon?
I
That's
agree.
been
I
my
want to
problem.
dedicate my
Here's the
time to the
problem.
grind in other games.
I was saying it before. Here's the fucking problem. We're too old.
Yes,
We're
the
not-
problem.
we're not
Yes,
too
and I
All right.
readily admit to
All
that.
right.
It's a matter
And
of
my-
it's a matter of
Get this
what
fucking
our,
ugly
My
cake
re-
out of it.
putting
No.
our time into. Not
You have to prioritize
no,
your
no, no,
time.
no. Yes, you're old and you have limited time because I'll tell you.
And attention span
this
and,
game,
and care.
This game would be beat in a week or 10 days or less if I had the time.
Give me your backlog list. Let me hear it.
I'm the king of fucking backlog.
I wanna hear
well,
the list.
I don't buy all the games though. That's the thing.
I want to hear the games that you did buy that you started, you didn't finish.
I haven't
my
finished.
God,
I
you
haven't
don't wanna
finished
hear
God
mine.
of War.
Ragnarok,
I haven't finished
God of War.
Resident Evil 4.
I didn't.
The
really
last
play
two
Resident
God of
Evil.
Wars,
I
not
beat
even the last
two.
one.
I beat 2. I didn't beat 4. What's another one? You can tell me better than I can tell you, bro. I'm telling you.
Assassin's Creed, Pokemon.
I didn't buy
Zelda.
that.
Jedi Survivor.
Zelda I didn't finish.
How many
I didn't finish
Nintendo
Zelda.
games are there? We've got a couple this past
I didn't
year.
finish. Yeah, I didn't finish.
I got a
Zelda. No,
long
I bought
list.
one.
I got a long list. Oh, yeah.
I bought these games.
but,
I bought Zelda. I
but-
still
and
haven't
the-
fucking played it.
That's
What,
your
The
Zelda?
fault.
reason
I own it.
But the reason is, right now I got the urge to go home
wait,
and
wait,
play
wait.
this fucking game. I want to go now
What
and play
Zelda
it.
did you buy?
But Tears of the
The
Kingdom,
newest one.
which is great. It's
bought it.
fantastic.
Never played it.
That's your
But
fault,
here's the
though.
thing. Fuck
My
that.
fault.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about not finishing because I still got to experience the game.
You got to
but
finish with a cream pie. What are you talking about?
It just
Right to the face.
it
Right in the
just
face.
it just I eventually what happens is the inevitable overlap. I got 2 weeks where I'm really into something. Something else catches my
Yes.
attention or a passion project. Something comes up that just interferes, and what ends up happening too. I don't have 2 hours to jump into a game to get sucked into a narrative. I could get on and do a Gran Turismo race and do like 2 of those, 3 of those. I could get into a Madden game, play for a fucking 30 minutes, 40 minutes, be out. Like
On GTA.
quick in, out. I can do that. I can't sit for 3, 4. I don't have that. It just doesn't fucking exist. I might be able to do that maybe tomorrow. And I know, like, I'm going to have to do some shit. I got some other things I need to do, multitask. I'll do the fucking laundry, but I'm going to have to go out, come home. I probably won't start playing until 5, 6 o'clock. I'll get a good 6 hours, play for 6, maybe 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm fucked because the next day and then. And that's what always happens with every game. And then the next game comes out. We're on the show talking about the next game.
That's exactly my problem.
It's
I
fucked.
get that. And hey,
I
I'm
need
sure
to
Spider-Man's
take days
good.
off. I just need.
Is there a reverse FOMO? Because I have like, I didn't want to miss out on these things, and I regret that I bought a lot of these games that I'm not even touching right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. If you would, I would say I still want to experience. I had fun playing Ragnarok. It's just that hit a wall.
Kid sucks.
Didn't get over. I don't know. Maybe a certain hump. Actually, it's funny. I turned it on a couple weeks ago, and I was at a part where I realized like I was stuck, so I had to look it up.
Okay.
And then I saw people commenting like, "This is the worst part of the game because it's the least fucking like self-discoverable." And I was like,
Trace.
"Oh, okay,
It's another
so
one I
maybe
abstained from buying, and I was crucified for.
great. It's just it doesn't. It's not necessarily. I think it's just more we're in an audience that.
So I totally get what you're saying. That's kind of like my vibe probably since the year started, even though I'd switched jobs and whatever. I think the only 2 games that I actually did complete start to finish was God of War Ragnarok and Resident Evil 4. Me and your cousin Joe would beat the fuck out of some
Resident Evil 4. Fuck me too, dude.
I got everything,
Nice.
all on that S+ rank. all
That was a
shit.
good game, and it still has replay value
It's a
too.
very
Even
good
if you
game.
want to go back and play
It's
it
a very
now.
good game. It's high on my list for Game of the Year. I did go ahead and buy Jedi Survivor. I probably played maybe
Didn't
10
beat that.
hours of it.
Yeah.
Didn't touch it again.
Likewise.
I didn't platinum it. I kind of dropped it. I was.
But
kinda
you did
bored.
beat it though. I didn't beat
I
the
finished
game.
it.
I just
Yeah,
don't
I
care
finished
about the
Don't care
characters.
about-
It
yeah.
seems like they're like writing a story because they have to write a story. So they write this story, and maybe it's pretty good, but like I just don't care.
I like playing as the Jedi. I like the whole thing. The game is just a graphical mess, and it's just turned me off from wanting to continue playing it. And then shortly after that, everyone at work was getting Diablo 4. You gotta get Diablo.
Oh,
So
Diablo's another one.
So we played that for a couple weeks, and I got to like maybe level 35.
I skipped that one.
And I didn't pick it back up again. And now I'm so far behind all my other people who play it. It's like I'm the baby. You have to follow me around and protect me everywhere. So that game,
You're
I
asking
haven't
me to
touched
This
again.
game's
That
tough.
is
Yeah.
my biggest pet
You're
peeve.
falling
of all
behind,
time.
Guardian.
My cousins love to draw me into
Falling
that.
behind.
Joe and my cousin John, they want to play something with me, which I always love, but they have the ability to
Yeah.
like just jump forward. So
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, we'll boost your level." I don't know if you understand this,
We'll
but if
boost
you're
you.
doing that, I'm doing this.
Yeah, no.
Oh shit, where are you guys? Oh fuck, oh I'm behind.
So that I didn't
Can't do
play Diablo. Then I bought the AEW game. I barely touched that.
Yeah, want to reference the comments here too. From the dungeon said that he said the only game I regret buying was the AEW video game.
I do regret buying that too. I think that was like an impulse buy. I get Microsoft reward points, so a lot of my purchases are like either half price or $20, $30 off. I had $100 off Street Fighter 6, which was the game. To me, that's my game of the year still to this day. I haven't played Spider-Man 2 or Mario Wonder, but for me, as a fighting game fan, Street Fighter 6 is perfection. I've put more time into that than any other game this year, and I will continue to play that for the next 6 or 7 years until the next one comes
I
out.
think you're gonna scoop Tekken 8.
No. And speaking of Tekken 8, the biggest regret I had this year, and we talked about it in a couple episodes previous, I really regret buying Mortal Kombat. I have not touched Mortal Kombat since maybe the 3rd day of its release.
Damn.
I did
damn
play
shame.
I honestly a little bit of the same. I beat the story. I played it in 5.5 hours, and then I didn't touch the game again until I did the Mortal Kombat 1 challenge at New York Combat Con.
You got your $80.
I
You
didn't
paid
even-
the same for
I
that
didn't
game
even
that you're going to
finish the
pay
game.
for every other game.
No,
that you
Mortal
do play.
Kombat was $125 because I bought
More.
the expansion with Omni-Man and
Now, granted,
Homelander.
I'll come back for that. I want to play as.
I'll play as
Omni-Man.
Homelander when it
I want
comes
to play
out.
as Homelander too. There's
Sure, but are you getting $80 worth?
No.
Or $120 worth? You're not. And I'm not getting God anymore. I just don't
That's the thing
fucking...
with fighting games. It's just the current gen of that fighting game, you know?
The problem with Mortal Kombat, and we talked about this, I don't want to go too far into it. Rob is a single player. I like to play competitively against someone and test my skills. Mortal Kombat's lobby system for playing ranked matches is absolute bare bones shit. The story cool, characters cool, graphics, whatever, fatalities, whatever. But when you get in there and you try to sink your teeth into the game, it's so bare bones and basic. And for a game to have that least amount of options in 2023, it's blasphemy. So Street Fighter 6, like, you can hop into a tournament. You can go into the arcade and walk around and challenge somebody. You can play ranked matches. You can create your own tournament. You can create your own team battle. You can create your own lobbies. Like, you can, whatever you can think you can do in Street Fighter 6 online, you can do it. You can customize your avatar. You can trick out, like, you know, all these other things. And, you know, not all of it is pay to win or pay to play or pay to how you look. A lot of it is derived into, okay, you're winning matches, you're earning this currency, you can buy what you want. Go shop.
Got a lot of comments here. If I may.
No, go.
Just going back a little bit. So Phil clarified Hertz is the TV refresh rate. Frames per second is frames generated by GPU, which is pretty much what you said. It also depends how close. So when we were talking about the size of the screen, he said it also depends on how close or far you're sitting.
So Phil fucking has his whole living room measured out for all of that. He literally
Optimal
measured
viewing.
out.
He used the Fibonacci sequence, the
he
golden
measured
ratio.
where he was seated to the wall.
I like that.
Included,
I like that a lot.
Phil is.
I'm a big TV guy, too.
He does not fuck around with anything he buys, but especially with the
Phil has the knowledge.
audio, video, filio.
Continuing, Phil said, I do not like the new character model for Peter. Him and Miles look the same age. From the Dungeon said, Spider-Man 2, more fun than Starfield. That's the other thing. I don't really want to play Spider-Man because I still want to play Starfield right now, and I'm not even really playing that as much as I want to.
Well, also, I think
because you played it wrong. That's what it is. You guys, no, hold on.
Here we go.
Hold on.
Ring the bell.
You
Ring the bell. Here we
fucking
go.
people with the new game plus, you just fucking jerked off 6 times
shit.
in a row, and you said, I don't need to jerk off anymore. You fucking blew through the game, and I told you to slow down, and you said, no, I'm just going to get more powerful, and then now it means
If it was
nothing.
as good as jerking off, I keep playing
I still haven't new game plus yet. I'm still edging in Starfield because I'm fucking milking that goddamn experience because it's
and then
an
you get a bust and
experience.
get the post-nut clarity and walk away from the game.
No,
It's
see,
gonna
that's the
happen.
thing. I'm going to
Jesus
keep
Christ.
edging with Starfield.
This is what happens when it's 11 o'clock. We just start talking about jizz.
There's a lot of
jerking off.
innuendos. Continue in the comments.
Jesus.
Stephen Bias said Ghost of Tsushima is Tsushima, right?
There were more experiences on PS4 that gave the wow factor than PS5 has right now.
Yeah.
Because our expectations
By
are
this
higher.
point, yes.
Yeah, Spider-Man, God of War.
Expectations are a lot
Ghost
higher
of
now,
Tsushi-
though.
Right,
Yeah.
dude. And I feel like it's funny because PS5 fulfills, let's say, the trailer versions of what the PS4 was promising. You know what I mean? Like, in a sense, what they showed in Ghost of Tsushima, the first cinematic trailer,
That was PS4,
they
right?
didn't exactly match it. They got it as good as you could get it, but a PS4 Pro is sick. But on PS5, it's fucking money. And I'm sure if they did a sequel or whatever's coming from Sucker Punch, it's going to be like the holy shit wow, but still PS4-ish look. It'll still be built in that like same engine.
Yeah.
And you're going to go, wow, this is like really great PS4 because I think the PS4 did such a good job at setting a high bar.
Yep.
It was delivering more wow.
Chris, go ahead and finish the comments, and then I have a question for the group before we wrap up.
So, Stephen Bias. Oh, camera flickered there.
Help.
Stephen Bias said
Oh,
Ghost of Tsushima is the best Assassin's Creed game. From the Dungeon said Sweets is the only person in America that will not play Spider-Man 2. But at least you can see where I'm coming from.
Well, also, we don't have to technically get caught up in the FOMO because we're adults. You could play this game in 6 fucking months. Who gives a
I
shit?
could watch it on YouTube. That's what I started doing lately. Is like games
that's
that I
what I did
don't,
with Resident
That's
Evil
not the point in
Village.
video
Watching, that's
games.
not
because I can
playing
get
a
the
video
story.
game.
Still get the story. That's what I did with
There's-
God of War. I
But
just didn't
playing the
fucking care
game
enough.
is, when you're
Depending
fucking
on-
countering and
I
fucking
did that already, though. I
beating
did
the
it in the last 2 Spider-Man games. Miles Morales was fucking the same exact game. It did not feel different whatsoever. It was the same exact
That's
game
not
I
true.
bought
He was
twice
completely
for
fucking-
$70.
You have the chameleon abilities
Twice
in
for
it.
$70.
You get some new ability. It's the same fucking game. It just didn't
finish
feel
the game?
different to me.
Still
I
Spider-Man.
don't know what I expected. Maybe
It's an
me.
expansion
Did you
pass.
finish
That's
it?
what it was.
What the fuck you
Continuing the comment.
Superman?
And I do want to mention too, I don't feel that way with Spider-Man that I can't kill people and like have fun. Like you can fucking chuck. My favorite thing in Spider-Man is swinging them around and fucking throwing them
No,
off
I'm
the
talking
roof.
about doing it to civilian
You
pedestrians
can't do it to
walking down the
civilians,
block.
but you know what?
Did
As
you
long
guys
as you
see
give me
the,
somebody to
uh,
kill.
Web cage.
The fall damage video.
Yes, I was telling them.
What's that?
Oh, you should look that up.
I think turning off some of the swing assist abilities would actually help with the immersion, because I said with the game having all this assist, swing assist, you're on autopilot. You can almost fall fucking asleep doing it. But when you have that fall damage and the web assist off, you could sling, so you could attach to a point, and instead of him letting go at the apex, he'll continue to hold, and he'll swing back and slap against the roof of the fucking building. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
The most-
dude.
Which they used to do.
Two recent games that gave me really bad vertigo, and that's just a testament to them getting the gravity and the height
Right.
depth right, was Halo Infinite, when I would just grapple to like the highest point and just jump, because there's no fall damage in Halo, but as you're descending and you're falling down, I would get that like feeling in my stomach that I'm, oh fuck,
The butterflies.
and the same thing with the Spider-Man game when I was playing it, when it was available on their pass, and they took it away because they're cheap fucks. Going on top of the highest building and diving off of that was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, nothing beats going to the top of the Empire State Building or the
Crackdown
Chrysler Building.
fucking 1 had that. There was an
Crackdown
achievement
1
in
was fun.
Crackdown 1 where you had to scale the tallest building and then jump off of it into the pond, and then you get an achievement.
Yeah.
That had good sense of scale too in that game.
I just.
I have one. I know, Joe, you're gonna wrap us up and everything.
I wanted a question for the
still
group.
got a couple of comments here.
Yeah, my question is: you've been
Oh,
talking about this doesn't feel next gen. It doesn't. We're underwhelmed. Blah blah blah. All of us go around, and even in the comments, we'd like to hear from you. What game that is announced already, that's coming in the pipeline, do you think you're going to get that feeling
You
from?
expect.
Not expect.
there's
Not
only
expect.
one. There's only
I know what
one.
you're going to say,
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm starting to expect
okay.
some stuff now. It's been a little
The
while.
one
We paid
game-
for a PS5.
but the one game that you say, oh shit, this looks fucking different. This looks fucking real. This looks next gen. What game is that?
GTA 6.
That's it. It's the only one.
GTA 6 is
that
the
a-
only
that's
thing.
your-
Because
you
I was
guys
going to say
unanimous
nothing,
decision?
and then you said that. And I was
You
like,
don't
oh,
even
yeah.
have to discuss that. And
Okay.
I think that game is expected to be the next bar.
What if it's not?
That's not possible.
I don't.
That is not a possibility. It's not an option.
The question is the track
When have
record.
they ever missed?
Have they
told
ever
his
fucking
mother
missed? They have not ever fucking. You
Rockstar-
could go back in Red Dead 2 still and see the most insane detail you've ever seen in an outdoor natural environment. I haven't even played it a lot.
Red Dead 2 is
It
still
is a technical
still an
marvel.
experience.
And that's another PS4 fucking WoW game. So yes,
Done-
GTA
yep.
6 has to be the next bar for open world. That's I think
I'm
people,
just talking about like you were saying, the cutscenes don't look good in Spider-Man. The faces, the
I'm hoping the
polygon count.
Wolverine game looks good too.
When you look at a car, you look at the reflection in the car. Like there's some things in Cyberpunk that are like, oh shit.
that was a good point, Rob, because I was thinking that to myself today. I wonder if the Wolverine game is going to be built on
A new engine?
because we haven't seen a stitch. There hasn't been anything. They haven't even teased a bit. They just showed us that one little cinematic.
I think that's too risky to kind of throw your hat into that, because you don't know what to expect from that because we haven't seen it. Rockstar's already had 5, 6, 7 games already, so you know that they push the limits every time that they have a new
Yes.
game on a new generation, a new console, new format. So we can expect Rockstar to push the limits of GTA 6. We don't really know what to expect from this Wolverine game. I'm sure it'll look as good, if not a little bit better than Spider-Man 2, but will it wow you like you're expecting? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. The fucking pure hype. We will talk about this.
So my
Everything out of
answer I would agree GTA 6. The other game that's been announced, it's a little bit of ways away, is the next Gears of War. Gears of War is going to use the Unreal Engine. What are you making fart noises for?
He doesn't believe in it.
Gears of War.
Grinds of Gears of War.
You've never played Gears? Let
The
me guess.
wackest fucking game series
Oh, I had so much fun in
of
some
all
of those.
time.
That's some fun.
The
co-op.
character models are so fucking whack looking. Fuck that game series. Get the fuck out. Don't even talk about Gears of War. They don't even have a
Damn.
fucking seat
Even
at the
Gears
kids'
5.
table.
I know Gears
Yeah.
5.
You fucking with the coal train, baby. It's a smooth ride. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, Marcus is a good character. That was a great.
Goddamn
series.
bird.
The only
Damn
thing that
locust.
game had
Chainsaw
going for it.
fucking-
Fuck that chainsaw wasn't
never
even
played
that
any
fun.
of those.
The only thing that game had going for it
double barrel
was
What do you like?
all around me are familiar faces, worn out places. That's all I had going for them.
Had my
That commercial,
head
everybody
on.
was like, "Oh,
Best
the game
commercial.
didn't live up to
Still-
the fucking hype."
Still the
good
What?
commercial,
What?
shitty game,
Amazing game.
shitty fucking.
One of the
game.
highest reviewed
and
Xbox
there was always
games
a
of all
Gears
time.
of War, Gears of War. I just remember that growing up. Fucking Gears of
Great
War.
co-ops. That was one of the funnest co-op.
Fucking Mountain
Especially next
Dew,
to Halo,
fucking
'cause it was like-
blockbuster.
We had Halo
fucking
3 and
terrible.
Gears 1.
Yeah.
I think.
God, Gears of War, the first one was an unbelievable game. The
was so much
multiplayer on that was incredible.
I never played a
Fucking
single
tuck
Gears of War.
roll shotgun. That was the whole
He
game.
just gets it in his head
Yeah.
where one thing happens, he doesn't like it,
No,
and
I
he
just-
writes it off
I
for
played
life.
the game and I was like, "This is whack." It was just whack. I
don't
don't
even
even
say
use
that
that
word
word
anymore.
I don't. But that's
Whack.
the only word that works for it.
You're
That's
fucking whack. You're fucking
Can I put
whack.
that right
Whack
here?
and
Yo,
whack.
that's whack.
whack.
That's whack.
All right, Rob.
We still
I
have a lot
want-
of comments.
I-
Jesus
there's a lot of
Christ.
comment, bro.
We
We've been
wanna-
going all night,
Fucking
bro.
12 o'clock.
I know. I want to
We're
play
live,
this fucking
pal.
game. We're talking about
Oh.
games. Why don't we play these games? Why don't you finish the game, Ben? Because I got a fucking podcast every Friday.
We got
last
12.
2
We
years.
got 12 people watching.
I
right
appreciate
now.
everybody watching. I'm
We're-
just
we
saying
have
it's
to
11
break-
o'clock at night.
God.
Jesus.
We have to break the record of longest episode on my fucking birthday when the Spider-Man game's out.
I know. I wanted Rob to wrap us up. I got one last thing just to fucking.
All right, yeah.
It's all right. It won't matter. In another 2 or 3 months, the Spider-Man will mean nothing.
Oh, God.
The sh-
You're such a hater, dude.
Yeah,
Like, you are the...
Drinking the haterade.
I'm
over
playing
it.
GTA 5 online again. Okay,
Game
great.
is
You know,
fucking
what the
12
fuck?
years
So,
old. He's playing GTA
I mean,
5.
10.
what the fuck?
Spider-Man's
I
top
appre-
two
I
haters.
appreciate
J.
the
Jonah
shit out of
Jameson and
it.
Chris
Fucking
Sweet.
game came
There
out
are
on the
new
360.
experiences to be had. Like, it's
360
fun.
game. He's still playing it.
Yeah.
during the fucking.
There's the Hulkster, brother. The Hulkster.
So, Rob, I want to know, what are you looking forward to in this game? What are your
Venom.
expectations?
Fucking symbiote
Venom.
suit. That's
Yeah.
what I would. That's what I want.
It was a layup.
And that
I want the fucking your
that
T-shirt.
statue is cool, but like I just can't fucking I can't afford that.
Who
shit.
gets the symbiote suit is what I wonder. Is it going to be Miles?
No,
is it gonna
Peter.
be Peter?
Yeah.
And
Miles
then are they
is
going to be fucking bumping heads?
Miles is gonna
one
have
of
to
them
save
is
Peter, dude.
He's gonna,
Miles is gonna have to.
and that
save
sounds
Peter.
pretty cool.
From himself.
I'll probably end up getting it, but I'll wait until it goes.
They're setting it up.
Yeah, I rubbed my shoes on his couch.
Oh, he just
But-
backtracked.
No, I didn't. I
happened to-
never
What
backtracked.
happened to start?
All I
You
said.
backtrack
No,
more
I
than
didn't.
anybody
Here it
ever
is.
met in
You
my
ready?
fucking life.
Let me finish.
You just stirred the
Let me
pot,
finish.
and now you're saying I'll probably get it.
Did I finish? Can I finish?
What is this, a Long Island summer with
No,
all
no,
these flip flops?
when it goes on sale. When it goes on sale.
It's not going to go on
It
sale.
will
It'll have like a
absolutely
20%,
plummet in price. It will plummet in price.
Plummet in
Like
price.
every fucking
What?
game that comes
It's
out.
the first
It's
game
not
still
going to plummet.
$60.
It's going to go on sale, but it ain't going
It's not an. It's not an Nintendo
They'll
game.
bundle,
It's going to
they'll
go down in
bundle.
price.
First of all,
it's going to be free at some
First
point.
of all, jerk off.
It's going to be
The
free.
fucking 2018 game is 5.5 years old. It's still full price.
Yes.
The
don't
only
know,
way
I got
that
it.
game is going to go down in price is when PS6 comes out and it's in a bargain bin. And then maybe they'll discount it $20.
Wrong.
You're going to wait 6-7 years for a $20 discount? You cheap fuck.
That's not. It's not going to be 6-7 years.
You're fucking stupid.
I am very confident it
fucking
will go
stupid.
on sale very
No.
soon. And you know what? I can't wait. Somebody save this moment. I can't wait.
Well, no one's going to
Can't
be
wait.
playing it. It's a 30-hour game, so I was going to say
Are we still
before,
going to have a podcast?
they
in 6
legit.
years?
They,
We will.
we need a lucky break. I was gonna say the director of the game. There's some criticism about the length of the game. It is only like 30, 40 hours, even with the platinum.
Some people said 18.
The story's
They
like
give you
20 hours.
activities and shit that you can do.
The story's
I mean,
20 up, but he said, we're trying to deliver an experience. I know there's games out there that you could play for 100, 200 hours. They're like, we want to deliver an experience, and I would say, honestly, 30 fucking hours, that fits my lifestyle and the experience that I can probably have.
Still
So
haven't touched
there's a
Starfield because of that reason. I
there's
just
a
don't have time.
there's a I will actually guarantee here and now I beat this game. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no doubt in my mind.
It's your
it's
your wheelhouse though.
Right.
God
Absolutely.
of War, you played it because everyone was playing it, and you played.
I loved one. One was fucking
Marvel
awesome.
is your wheelhouse, and you probably, even though you didn't finish Resident Evil 4, which you really need to, I would put my money on that.
That's a sin.
This is getting beat. So I wanted to.
Resident Evil 4 was a better game than Spider-Man. It deserves Game of the Year. Did that come out this year? Or no, it was last year.
It's a fucking remake.
What's going to be Game of the Year? Resident Evil 4?
Starfield will be
Remakes
Game of
don't
the
get
Year.
Starfield?
don't get Game
I
of the
think
Year.
Tears of the Kingdom might get the.
Chris doesn't like to.
It's like a totally...
Remakes don't get Game of the Year.
We had this argument like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, remakes don't get.
Where
Give
you
us,
said Tears of the Kingdom can't win Game of the Year because it doesn't look real.
I saw some
yeah.
good comments there about.
Forgot about that, huh?
Games.
Stir the pot a little bit longer, huh, you prick.
He stirred it so much he forgot what he cooked.
No, because you know what? It's only when fucking people want to leave their hate that we fucking get engagement.
Chris, tell us what the audience, what their expectations are for their next gen game that will wow them. Because I see some comments that are in relation to that, and I think we can.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
What games are you most excited for in the next gen? And I saw some really good ones in there.
Oh man, there's a lot of comments, so it's hard to actually find like where Phil said his apartment should actually be in the game. That'd be pretty. Imagine like you live in a city and you can go to like your fucking apartment complex.
He said he was going to do that.
Can do that.
I would
in
I would
Cyberpunk.
just hang out there all day.
Well, Cyberpunk, that's not real though. Can't go
Miles
there.
Morales.
No, he means
Oh.
like go to his real.
From the dungeon said.
I was like, what?
Say he wasn't a fan of Miles Morales. Where are we going? Maybe So Phil said maybe Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell would be a
ray
fucking-
tracing, etc. Mike.P said
Like
SOCOM.
Pacifico.
No, that's actually Yao.
Yao.
I thought it was
Yao?
Mike Pacifico back when, but that's Yao. He said he's waiting in line to see. He's at the movies waiting for the new Scorsese film.
Oh,
to
I
start.
heard that was
I want to see it. It's
fantastic.
like a cowboy film,
I heard
so I
it was
definitely want to check
fucking
that out.
long.
From the dungeon said
Another
the
one.
Wolverine game is what he's looking forward to. Gears of War sucks. Donnie Darko is better than Gears of War commercial. Chris just baked a Spider-Man cream pie. And he said, "I love that the Pwat is only 30 hours.
Yeah.
The Pwat. Final Fantasy
I usually
16
beat
should
those
have been
games in
20
like a
hours
week.
shorter."
It's fucked.
I mean, shit, Baldur's Gate, I'm not even going to ever play that, but I keep hearing it's like one of the greatest games of all time. So that even is in the contention for, Game of the Year.
On this podcast, it's not.
No.
It seems like a game Rob would play.
No,
Rob's
I looked
about
at the
to
gameplay and
Rob
I'm like, no.
doesn't give a fucking shit about what we're talking about right now. He wants to flip
Baldur's
the fucking
Gate?
table over.
Baldur's Gate is
And get
Dungeons
the
and
fuck
Dragons.
outta here.
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. Happy birthday, Rob.
Happy birthday, bud.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you.
Take us home, Yoko.
All right, guys. This has been the Break Room Podcast. You guys are as much a part of the show as we are, so thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, hit that subscribe button and that notification button. Tell your friends. This has been the Break Room Podcast. Snoochie Boochies, and may the force be with you.